Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. We are back again with another live stream. What I want to do is react to a video that Anton Daniels put out titled, "Most of the people I put on have turned against me, or turned on me, excuse me, for clout." We have to examine this particular video and share our expert opinion about a couple of things that Anton put out there. One in particular is he claimed that he created this space. No, you did not. Anton Daniels did not create the black sector of YouTube. I think that it doesn't make sense to say these type of things. That's why I have to address them, because when you're on YouTube, you see content creators rise to fame and they become successful, and then they become arrogant and they say things that is not true. Now, you, the viewer, a lot of times the viewers, they don't know the history of YouTube in terms of the many people that been here, the many people that paved the way for all of these content creators to even be able to do what they do. A lot of these YouTubers are pretty much new, like Anton Daniels, the Kevin Samuels, all of these guys, they're pretty much new YouTubers. For them, when they say things like, I created this sector, in the minds of those of you that are just viewing YouTube, you'll look at their outward success and you'll figure, well, whoever's the most successful must be, I guess, the one who must have created the space or whatever. No. There have been men that have been on YouTube since the beginning, such as myself. A lot of these YouTubers, whether they admit it or not, learned a heck of a lot from Ringo TV. And this is why this space has turned into a zoo. Because men, they don't know what honor means. They don't know what it means to acknowledge other men who taught them how to tie their shoelace. A lot of these content creators, I already told them years ago that they're gonna blow up on YouTube, they're gonna be successful, they're gonna have all this money. I told a lot of these guys this was gonna happen to them. They forgot about this because money got to their heads. And it's just unfortunate that this happens. I mean, even when Kevin Samuels rose to fame, a lot of YouTubers were upset, and rightfully so. They have a right to be upset. Not at the success of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was one of the men on YouTube that broke through a barrier that been holding black men back for a very long time, and he was able to pivot over into a niche that was very, very profitable. At the same time, he used all of the talking points from other men that had been in the space. And he never really gave these men the credit. He never acknowledged none of them. And it's like he just grew to success. And a lot of people took offense to that because, again, everybody want their proper credit. Everybody want to be recognized, especially in a business where it's very difficult to, I guess, make a name for yourself, to rise to fame. And unfortunately, Kevin took advantage of that. You know, it's, you could say it's business, you could say whatever you want to say, but a lot of YouTubers were expecting Kevin to pretty much give them their just due, especially being that he used the formula that most of us already had out there. Before we get into this content, we're going to be reviewing this particular video by Anton Daniels. We're going to be reviewing this, and I want to share my professional expert opinion about what's going on. But I want to talk to you a little bit about Kevin Samuels' rise to fame and why I see that Anton is going down the same type of path that Kevin Samuels went down. Um, Kevin Samuels was a guy that focused on style, fashion, dressing up in suits and colognes, and that was his niche, right? He saw what was known as the manosphere. During that time when the black manosphere was going down. Now, I'm taking you back to like somewhere between probably like, I would just say, if I just round it off, probably somewhere like 2012, probably 2016, somewhere around in the middle there somewhere, right? I got on YouTube around 2006. YouTube started in 2005. When I got on YouTube, none of these guys were here. All the names, everybody that you see here today, none of them was around. When I was on YouTube and I started in 2006, you had content creators like myself. You had a guy named Sergeant Willie Pete. You have, I believe it was, I'm not sure what year he started on YouTube, but I believe Jason Black was around. You had, it's a lot of other guys. Tommy Sotomayor, he came on YouTube somewhere around 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. And he pretty much was one of the content creators that pretty much blew up during that time because he took the style of Sergeant Willie Pete. Many of you may not know who Sergeant Willie Pete is, but he was a content creator that went in on black women with no filter. Tommy saw what he was doing, took some of his formula, similar to R. Kelly taking Aaron Hall's formula and then running with it. I'm giving you the history of YouTube so you understand. Not taken away from Tommy Sotomayor. I think that he has a style that is totally different from Sergeant Willie Pete. In his own right, Tommy came from like a radio type content that he would do away from YouTube, whereas like he more or less did like radio or blog talk radio, stuff like that. And then he came on YouTube. I can recall when Tommy Sotomayor reached out to me for actual advice on how to set up a studio. And I totally ignored him because I didn't even know who he were, and I didn't do that on purpose. That was just, I was receiving messages every single day. And I'm the type that always like people to like do some work, like figure things out a little bit, and stuff like that. But nonetheless, he rose to fame, and I'm referring to Tommy Sotomayor. And then because he didn't want to follow YouTube's guidelines, YouTube punished him. He did that to himself. If Tommy would have, I guess, toned down the bashing of women and stay within YouTube's guidelines, that would have kept him on YouTube. And also, there have been many other names. I don't have time to go through everybody's names. So if any of y'all naming names and all this other stuff, please understand I don't got time to waste, right? All I'm saying is that Anton was not here. So in his video, he said something that was rather offensive to the men that have put in the work that you can say created the space for the so-called black man and black woman to even have a voice in today's day. A lot of these YouTubers learn from these individuals. There's a lot of YouTubers that copy from my content, my style, my swag, even my lighting. Like, I don't want to see none of you guys with green and blue. Like, you guys already copied my blue and pink. You know what I'm saying? So they learn and they copy, but they don't acknowledge you. And it's been going on for a long time. And I don't like when people say that they created a sector. It's very arrogant. And my job in this live stream is to make Anton understand that you need to humble yourself. It's one thing to have enemies, but you're calling people your 101 Dalmatians. You're saying that these are your children. These are grown men. And when you say things like that, it's very arrogant. It's unbecoming of a man that's successful. Again, where much is given, much is required. You have to carry yourself in a certain way in order for people to respect you, especially if you're a man that is, I guess, at a level where it requires you to be or handle things in a different way because you have more to lose. You know, more money, more problems. That's what they normally say. So, going back to the history of YouTube, when the Black Manosphere was put together, right? A lot of black men in this space was, you could say, they were on one accord. Doesn't mean that we all agreed, but it was around a time where you had O'Shea, you had Angry Man, you had Obsidian, you had who else? You had Minister Jap, you had various other names that was, I guess, in that time frame, and all of these men had their own style, their own thing. Then you had a bunch of fallouts and stuff once YouTube started monetizing. Money started coming in, people started feeling themselves, and a lot of respect was lost. People started roasting one another, beef started happening, and it just messed up the whole space. Kevin Samuels was watching from the clouds, watching us argue and fight and bicker. And the more he's seen this type of stuff, he figured there got to be a better way in order to do content. He wanted to branch off into other things, but he had to be careful because black men were speaking too much about black women and it got out of hand. We were getting a little too personal with our content. We were calling black women bitchs, calling them hoes's, and it got so disgusting that black women said we had enough. They started to report these men to the YouTube gods. Channels were getting terminated, men were getting flagged, and it was really disgusting. And we actually brought this on ourselves as black men because we didn't know how to effectively communicate our grievances concerning women. And I think that a lot of the men during that time, they were just angry because of their situations. You had men that were single fathers, men that were on child support, men that went through a lot. I believe Angry Man, he had put out a series one time. It was an excellent series where he was talking about the child support system. He was talking about a lot of stuff. I don't know if he still got the video series up, but it was a classic where he broke down everything in regards to how the system is dragging black men with the child support and everything. Then you had other men, that was affiliated with something that O'Shea had put out, the Negro Manosphere or something like that. And, he had a lot of people writing for that website. I believe you had connections with Donovan Sharp. You had, what's the other brother that passed away, man? What's this brother name? Alan Roger Curry, RIP to him. You had a lot of men that was affiliated in that time with all of these different men. You had the late David Carroll, who was another guy that talked about these particular issues. These are the times in which when we had men in this space that was doing a lot of work. And each man had their own style, they had their own message, but we all were in agreement to do a particular task, to stir black men in the right way so that they can be educated and maneuver in the system so they don't get caught up. And then you have what is known as the red pill content, where it got out of hand because these men were stuck in red pill rage, and it just made things worse. And once YouTube had monetization, a lot of brothers wanted to focus on building their platforms to earn a living. And we couldn't do this red pill rage stuff no longer because that was messing up the bottom line, because you were getting reported, videos were getting flagged, and that's bad for business. So we had to figure out a way to effectively communicate without getting in trouble with the YouTube system. Kevin Samuels, on the other hand, was watching how men in that time were conducting themselves. And he said, I'm going to do something better. And what he did is he took a little bit from Ringo TV, a little bit from Angry Man, a little bit from this one, a little bit from that one, took some styles from that one. He took stuff from everybody. These are facts. I'm giving you the history of the space. And when he did this, he launched his objective during the pandemic when everybody was out of work, everybody was home. So Kevin Samuels' rise to fame was strategically planned during a time when the pandemic took place and people were told to stay home. So they don't got nothing to do but watch social media. And that is what made his show popular. Now, Anton, on the other hand, noticed Kevin Samuels' flow, noticed Kevin Samuels' style, and he wanted to be better than Kevin Samuels, or at least take his place. And because of that, I'm seeing that he's now doing things that is wrong in terms of getting arrogant. And these are the grievances that I have. These are the criticisms that I have with Anton, is that he's focusing more on being arrogant and he's not being humble of the success, and he's not allowing others to grow. This is something that I have a very serious problem with. I did a video yesterday about it. I know O'Shea seen my video because O'Shea uploaded a video basically speaking the same things that I was talking about in terms of how Anton had this thing called the bag chasers and people going over to Patreon and all of that stuff I said. O'Shea saw my video. Did he acknowledge me? No. These are the type of issues that I have with this particular space, is that when I raise these particular questions and I bring out this type of content, men, they see what I do and then they figure, okay, this is content. But now we got Corey Holcomb. He's now dragging O'Shea and the lead attorney now. I don't know if y'all peeped that. I'm surprised everybody ain't talking about it. I guess you will after you see this live stream. But Corey Holcomb was dragging O'Shea. He was dragging the lead attorney, even after he had the lead attorney on his show. You know what I mean? And he basically was dragging him. So I don't know. They have some sort of beef now. Let's see how this thing particular plays out in the court of public opinion. Now, moving on to Anton, in recent days and recent weeks, a lot of YouTubers have been coming for Anton in terms of bringing up old receipts, old tapes to try to destroy his credibility in order to stop his success. That's pretty much what they're trying to do. When you see YouTubers making these videos talking about they're holding Anton accountable, that's not holding Anton accountable. What I'm doing is holding Anton accountable to the arrogance, because I'm not trying to stop his money. I'm not a hater. I'm not here trying to stop you from subscribing to him. I'm not here trying to stop you from rocking with him. Every content creator have the ability to make money, the ability to grow. What I'm seeing is that Anton has grown to a point where he feel he created the space. He feel he created everything. He feel that the only reason why content creators in the Black sector exists is because of him. And we're going to nip that in the bud today, because that's not so. Anton Daniels did not create Ringo TV. Anton Daniels did not create none of these brothers that been here before him. These men have put in the work. These men have built this platform up to the point where it has given people like Anton Daniels the ability to do what he's doing right now, which means if you, and I'm speaking to Anton, did not see these Black men doing this work, you would not have the confidence to even do it, because it took you to see them to learn from these men. No different than when you were on that particular show with you and Mika. And you was talking about Kevin Samuels. And you said that you didn't even watch Kevin Samuels. See, I got all the history. I don't make stuff up. You watched a particular episode of Kevin Samuels and he said something that was very inspirational to you. And that is what made you want to do certain things, which means you were inspired by Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was inspired by all of these Black men on YouTube that been putting in work. You might have all this success today. More power to you. But never say you created a sector when you didn't lay the foundation. That is a serious, serious charge against you. You did not lay down the foundation in the black sector. You did not get your channels terminated. Anton, have you ever had a YouTube channel terminated? Have you ever lost everything? Have you ever had your whole channel terminated, all your videos gone? No, you ain't never had these problems. Well, a lot of us YouTubers that been here from the beginning, we lost several channels. Several. Thousands of subscribers lost because we were putting in the work. We were the voices that were out here in these streets. We took all of the fiery darts of the devil. We had to battle the algorithm. We had to do all the dirty work. You understand? Including Tommy Sotomayor. He probably lost 20 channels or more. You know, I probably lost about 10 to 12 channels during the dark ages of YouTube, because during that time, we had a little more leeway to talk, but then YouTube started to implement new rules. They put in these community guidelines. These guidelines weren't there back in the day. Back in the day, you were able to rock out on YouTube and just do what you want to do. And then once the money started coming in and YouTube sold their business to Google, that's when everything changed. So men in the space had to go do something different, or else they would not be able to eat or survive. This is when the so-called black manosphere fell apart, because a lot of content creators didn't understand business. They didn't understand how to work together. And this is one of the issues with men in this space right now, is that they don't know how to unite. So everybody went and did their own thing, create their own new channels, readjust their work, tone it down a little bit, in order to meet the YouTube guidelines. And in the process of that, there was a lot of separation, a lot of division. And it ruined something that was once good. You know what I'm saying? It was a mutual respect for a lot of these men, and it kind of grew into a competitive jealousy thing. And when Kevin Samuels rose to fame, a lot of content creators was hoping that Kevin would open that door for everyone to be able to eat. I'm speaking in the context of finance now. When Kevin rose to success, he used the blueprint and the formula of a lot of content creators, but he used his own method to his madness to communicate with women effectively. This opened up a door where he was able to get on various platforms and podcasts that under normal circumstances, most black men wouldn't even be on. The only one that was able to pivot over into different sectors was Tommy Sotomayor. He was able to get on various platforms, even being interviewed by the news. So Kevin rose past all of that. And once he got to the top of the totem pole, a lot of YouTubers that felt that Kevin owed them something. Now, some may say Kevin don't owe nobody nothing, but Kevin does, because he used a lot of the talking points from a lot of men. I've watched Kevin do videos and I'm like, that's my talking point. That's my word phrase. He's using my examples. He's using this from that YouTuber. He's using that from that person. And it's like, the more you see this, you figure, okay, Kevin rocks with you, but he never acknowledges you. And that's the thing that's very irritating about this space. So I've watched Kevin get on various platforms, do his thing, and it's as if though he forgot the mission. He forgot what this is about, and the money became the primary focus. Same thing with Anton. The money, the fame, the notoriety. He's not focusing on empowering the community. Instead, he's taking the credit as being a man that created the sector, which is wrong. You're just a content creator like every other content creator. See, here's the thing that a lot of you guys must understand about social media. Anton Daniels is not sitting home with a computer editing his videos. Anton Daniels is not sitting home in a studio editing his videos. Okay, let me upload this, let me upload that. Anton has somebody that does that job. Somebody else is doing the work. Anton has boasted to being the hardest working content creator. That's a lie. You're not the hardest working content creator when someone else is doing the work. Did you hear me? You are not the hardest working content creator when someone is being paid to do the job for you. What a lot of you viewers don't know is that a lot of content creators like Anton and others have a team of people that they pay to do the work. So in your eyes, you'll see videos being uploaded, all this content. Wow, what's going on? Somebody's working in the background. I'm a father. I have 4 daughters, a wife, house, all sorts of stuff to maintain. This is a very, very difficult job. Very difficult. I'm way behind on what I'm supposed to do. I'm very hardworking. At the same time, when you're doing everything by yourself, it takes time. So at the same time, what I'm trying to make you understand is that hard work is not hard work when someone else is doing the work. If you're not doing the work, you can't take credit for being the hardest worker. What you're supposed to say is, my team that I pay are doing the work. I just get the credit. Similar to P. Diddy. P. Diddy would be on the camera, be in the videos, and he's taking credit for stuff he didn't even do. Now, I'm not saying you can't have editors, you can't have a team, but don't take credit for stuff you're not doing. Credit the people who are working hard. When you're at your 9 to 5, you're busting your ass. Your supervisor should not be taking the credit by saying, oh, X, Y, yeah, I did this. No, he didn't do nothing. You did. The supervisor is supposed to credit the team. My staff are the backbone of this company. When his supervisor come in and his supervisor's giving him all the praises, wow, you're doing such a good job. The supervisor is supposed to say, hey, I know you giving me credit, but I would like to acknowledge my staff. These guys, these ladies, they've been working tirelessly throughout the whole year. So I'm just a supervisor, but I owe it to my staff. I have a good team. That way your team is acknowledged. That's how you run a business. That is how you keep the morale of the company intact. And all of those workers will always be loyal to you. I don't think that Anton understands this side of business. You must learn how to acknowledge the people who were not only there before you, but the people who work for you, because they're the ones who make you who you are. When Just Pearly Things had her issues with YouTube, and all of a sudden her team was affected, she had to let people go. When she started to let people go, the business started to fall. The business started to fall. Why? Because she had to let go the workers, the people that was making her. You see what I'm saying? Some people probably stuck by her side, but some influencers decided to go their way, and it affected the bottom line of what she was doing. In this line of work, you cannot claim you built a sector when you never laid the foundation. Other people lost platforms, lost their livelihoods, lost everything, putting this sector on the map. And a lot of you content creators were able to come in and reap the benefits. No different than our ancestors. They died and they shed their blood during slavery, during wars, and everything. And what do? We're out here acting the fool when our ancestors shed their blood for our freedom. We're literally reaping the benefits, and we're acting like we did something. We ain't do shit. Our ancestors did. Most of you today would not even survive if you were living in that time. It's easy to talk about your car, you're this, oh, you just got to show up to work. Try doing that, Anton, back in the day. Try talking about, oh, I'm a millionaire and I'm a this, during the time when our people were having dogs sicked on them and hoses and water hoses, and they were being ran down in the street by the white man. Try that back then. See if that's going to work. It's not going to work. So we have to be humble and recognize the people who afforded us this lifestyle that we have today. There's an old saying, most people get rich and switch. I don't ever want to get to the point where money make me think that I'm better than everybody. I don't ever want to get to the point where I have so much money that I look down on other brothers and sisters. I don't want to ever get to that point where having a lot of money make me not want to uplift other brothers. The video that we're going to review with Anton, I don't like it. I don't like it because I feel that with his success, he should be content to the point where his mission now should be to build up other brothers and sisters. If you have already built yourself up, if you have already established so much, learn how to give back. Don't be in competitive jealousy with others. It's the wrong way to be. And I think that is responsible for the downfalls of many people, is when they don't understand how to do this thing, man. And it's just something that it's just, you have to kind of examine these things. And, you're going to have a lot of people in the comments talking shit about me. Those people don't even know what they're talking about. On social media, you have haters. You have people that will never listen. You have people that no matter what you tell them, they don't agree with you. So they're going to be there to nitpick every little thing. I don't got time for those people. What I'm speaking on is something that's serious. Anton referred to people that he claimed he put on as 101 Dalmatians. He called them his children. Very, very disrespectful, to say the least, to say these things. Now, the reason why I got to make this video is because a lot of times when you viewers see content like this, you assume that because Anton is this guy that got this money, that somehow anybody that is making a video about Anton, they're just jealous or they're a hater or he put them on. Nobody put Ringo TV on. Nobody. Do you understand me? Nobody put Ringo TV on. I came out of the mud in the beginning days of YouTube. And one of the problems with black men on these spaces is they always talking about who you put on. None of you put nobody on. Every man is responsible for doing what he do. You know what I mean? I can't claim I put somebody on. People can steal from you. People can take your talking points and do what they do. But nobody can put you on. This ain't the record industry. You're not under a contract. But this is what Anton was doing in this video that we're going to review. So that's pretty much my introduction. I'm going to be talking a little bit more throughout the video and share my commentary about what's going on, because nobody in these spaces is speaking this truth. Nobody is speaking about this. When people talk about Anton, they're more or less bashing him, talking about his wife, talking about his daughter. I don't do stuff like that. I don't have time to waste my time with dumb stuff. What I'm focusing on is current news right now. And I'm trying to bring awareness to these things so the viewer can walk away with a different understanding so that you don't get caught up. Maybe you've never seen this particular video. But I'm going to play the tape right now and do what we got to do. And make sure you hit the like button, guys. So let's get into the content. Put a 1 if you can hear it. Let's go.
It was a dude that I had, it was a guy maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and we had a little bit of back and forth. And I remember he came up on my show and he apologized and he said, "Man, listen, I want to make things right. I want to make sure that it's cool. I don't want no problems. We need to call a truce. And I'll promise you that if you never talk about me again, then I'll never talk about you or your family again." And I said, "Oh, okay, cool." I looked up, somebody sent me an email, and y'all have to send me no more emails. I didn't see enough. I looked up, and the nigga had my chick on the thumbnail. I said, "Oh, yeah, okay, I see it." I trust women, and I don't even trust women. I trust women more than I trust guys.
Now, let's pause and park the car right there for a minute. Let me shout out the super chat real fast. Let me see. Shout out to Marissa for the $50 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Says Ringo isn't crying about other men. He's speaking facts. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. The reason why people probably say that is because they're biased and they're not my supporters. They don't care about me. You know what I mean? So they're gonna say foolish stuff. I don't got no time to be envious or jealous of nobody. Again, at no point in this video did I tell any of you to unsubscribe from Anton, stop rocking with him. I don't do that. If you rock with Anton, continue to rock with Anton. If you support him, continue to support him. I'm here to speak on how he can improve as a man. In order to do that, he must be able to take tough criticism. If he's not willing to do that, then he's not coachable. And if he's not coachable, he's not teachable. And if he's not teachable, he cannot teach nobody nothing. Do you understand that principle? If you cannot take criticism, you're not able to teach other people because you're not willing to learn yourself. You assume you're perfect. No, you're not perfect. There's a reason why everyone is talking about him right now. Once the Corey situation happened, right? I get it. He stood his ground. I talked about it. I made multiple videos, and you could say I was defending this dude. And when it was going in on his daughter, I was speaking against that nonsense too. What to me made Anton become a target is when he was being arrogant after the fact of the Corey Holcomb situation. A lot of other YouTubers were talking about this. I don't agree with these particular guys. I'm not cool with none of these dudes, but they were talking about the situation. If Anton is focused on getting his money, just get your money, but don't go on a campaign, a tour. Don't do that stuff. And I get it. He's a bag chaser. He's trying to run the numbers up, do the videos. All that's going to bring back is negativity because you're acting gangster, you're acting tough, you're doing all of that stuff. Nobody got time for that type of stuff in the real world. On YouTube, yeah, you might get your money, but in the real world, in the streets, it's a different ball game. So people were coming at him because he was, talking spicy. And again, I get it. You're gonna flex a little bit. You're gonna do all of that, but he did it a little bit too much, if that makes sense. And it ended up bringing out a lot of criticism. Some came from people that were haters, people that was jealous of him, people that maybe he had a fallout with. One particular YouTuber, will refer to him as the Freezer Man. This guy's a loser, in my opinion, because like lately he been bringing women on his platform, talking about Anton all day. And it's like he just bringing women on. Oh, this one breaks her silence and that. Bro, you look stupid, bro. And I hope you watching because you a straight sucker, dude. Like, seriously, what you're doing is feminine. I never seen a dude go and try to bring women on to interview women. We never did that back in the day. It's like you weren't doing that before. You literally even tried to bring Six the Goddess into this, bro. That's some sucker shit, bro. Like really? Like I know you watching Freezer, man. You a sucker, dog. Like for real, with what you're doing, it's not cool. You're just trying to run the numbers up to get the super chats, the cash apps. That's all you're doing. The woman that you brought on last night, bro, horrible show, waste of time. You were dragging that thing on and on and on, and all you was waiting for is to get money. It's not even about Anton no more. This is why I believe that all of these guys are working together, and it's one big grift in order to manipulate the viewer to keep sending in money. And it's just sickening because, and also, if Six the Goddess is listening to this in the clouds, don't get involved in this madness. Focus on doing your thing. Focus on doing your content. Stay out of the way. I know I made videos and criticisms about you back in the day. It is what it is. It's all YouTube. It's all entertainment. At the same time, don't let that Freezer Man clown drag you in, and next minute, you end up getting caught in the crossfire, and then you have other people start to drag you because they're going to bring up some old tape. They're going to bring up this, and before you know it, you're in some mess because that's what he's trying to do. Anytime you see a man bringing a bunch of women on his show, bro, that's weird, bro. That's weird. And shout out to everybody coming in. You know what I'm saying? I see Jay Wash in the building. Shout out to Forever Studios. Shout out to everybody coming in the building. We're reviewing this particular video that Anton put out the other day. I want to talk about this because he called YouTubers his 101 Dalmatians, his children. He said he created this space. And I want to know from other YouTubers that have been around, do they agree with what Anton is saying? And see, this is the thing that I'm going to say. I'm going to say this very clear. To you YouTubers that are cool with Anton, that might have his phone number, you guys that rock with him to the point where he, quote unquote, trusts you, you got to keep it real with this dude, bro. You got to keep it real with Anton, fam, because the other day, somebody sent me a message. It was like, yo, Anton shouted you out in his video. Now, I didn't even know dude had shouted me out, but let me break this thing down because I'm not the type that sugarcoat. That shout out wasn't from the heart. And if you listen to Anton, I don't accept that shout out. That wasn't from the heart. You did that under pressure, dog. I'm originally from New York. I could recognize when real is real. That shout out was not from the heart, fam. Because remember when you pulled up on my live stream one time, I believe it was in 2025, 2024, it was a video, and you pulled up in the live chat, and I was talking, the subject was about you. There was something that I was talking about, and you came in there, and I was like, oh, Anton is there in the building, and I was gonna pretty much show you some respect until you disrespected me by saying you don't even know who Ringo TV is. For you to say you don't know who I am, and I've been in this space since 2006, that's blasphemy. That's crazy. So if you didn't know who I was then, why would you give me a shout out and say, oh yeah, I fucks with what Ringo doing? Yeah, bro, don't do that, fam. And I'm just speaking real because I don't sugarcoat on YouTube. I'm not these dudes on YouTube. I'm not these guys that stay quiet. Maybe you paid them a few dollars. Maybe you paid their rent. I don't do that type of stuff. If you rock with Ringo TV, bro, when Corey and you had that issue, all those videos I made, bro, you not at one point mentioned those videos. Not at one point did you acknowledge the work that I put out. At no point have you ever supported my channel. You never mentioned my name. The only reason why you even mentioned my name during that video was because somebody gave a super chat and they had my name in their super chat. You had no other choice but to mention my name. You understand? So I don't accept that shout out. That was not a sincere shout out. It's not like you said, oh yeah, go subscribe to Ringo. Yeah, man. Hey, check out this video. Oh yeah, he been making these videos about the Corey situation. Hey, salute to that brother, man. Yo, hey, thanks for standing up. Hey, thanks for your words, man. They were coming after my daughter and you official. You didn't do that. I peep game. I check temperatures. I check the temperature in the room and I find out who's who. See, this is the difference, ladies and gentlemen, from when you have somebody that's been in this space for years. I'm able to talk to these guys the way they need to be spoken to. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to regulate the situation. Do you understand me? So don't tell me no nonsense about somebody's a hater and somebody's mad, or people are saying all these excuses. I don't rock with none of these dudes like we buddy on phones. I roll solo and always done. There's certain YouTube cats in these streets. I don't even make videos about them, even if I disagree with something, because it's just me trying to show respect. You know what I mean? But lately, a lot of cats been playing this little game where they acting like they don't know nothing. They acting like they have amnesia, like they don't know what's going on. And sometimes you got to regulate things and make them understand what it is. Your money don't mean that you're all the way up here to the point where you feel nobody don't supposed to criticize you. So to all you YouTubers that is cool with Anton to the point where you got his phone number, you need to talk to him. And you need to make him understand, like, bro, you got to humble yourself, dog. You got to humble yourself. You got all these people talking about you on YouTube. Rather than wasting your time throwing more shots, rather than wasting your time saying slick stuff, all you're doing is creating more drama. All you're doing is giving them more ammo to make more videos and more nonsense. And all that's doing is messing up the money. Because once people lose respect for you, it's a wrap. Once the people lose respect for you, man, it's over. So to you guys, man, that you're able to communicate with Anton, you got to communicate with him on some real shit. Not just trying to be cool with him because he got bread and all this other stuff, man. This is why I keep saying, man, and Anton, if you listening, you need to watch who's your friends, because anybody that's not willing to talk to you straight, man to man, and make you understand how they feel, that's not a friend, dog. A real dude is a dude that's going to tell you about yourself and keep it a buck with you. They're not going to sugarcoat because, oh, you did a favor for them. Well, I don't want to say nothing about Anton because, you know what I'm saying? He gave me a few dollars, helped me in my situation. I was struggling. And you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say nothing about him because I don't want him to be offended. If you're that type of dude, you ain't no friend, dog. You're not no friend. Because, again, the viewer is going to respect you if they see that you're a man who know how to humble yourself, take criticism. Listen, you can have people right now that don't like Anton, right? They would respect Anton if they see him humble himself and show respect to other people. Those very same people who don't like him will be like, oh, snap. Wow, that's dope. You know what? I respect that. I ain't like the dude at first, but that's a good look, dog. I respect that. Now you won the people. You won the people. You won the respect because you showed yourself to be a man of good character. But when you get to the point where nobody could talk to you, and it's like, if anybody try to talk to you, they're labeled a hater. Oh, they're just jealous because I got money. Listen, stop. Stop it. The Freezer man, oh yeah, he's jealous of you. There ain't no doubt about it. The red suppression guy, yeah, he's jealous. Yeah, it's no doubt about that. You know what I mean? Those are haters. But then there are people that make content that they're trying to reach you as well as put out some good information to educate the viewer. Because people are going to choose who they want to look at regardless. You know what I'm saying? They're going to choose who they're going to look at regardless. I try to, I try to make people judge themselves, correct the errors of their ways, to make themselves better. Because the spotlight is on Anton right now. The spotlight is on him. And he have a responsibility. You know, again, everybody in this space, whether you like them or not, is needed in the space. That goes for enemies. That goes for your haters. That goes for everybody. Everybody is needed in this space, whether you agree with them or not, because that is what content creation is all about. Exchanging views, opinions, the latest news, the latest story. You might be the latest news this week. Next week, you might not be. Right now, a lot of people are trying their best to destroy Anton. That's what they're trying to do. But it could be a play at the same time, because I noticed that a lot of these people are probably bought and paid for, where it's like this system of, let's just keep the names going in the algorithm, like the Freezer Man. The Freezer Man could be cool with Anton for all we know. It could be a play where it's looked upon as, oh, he's an enemy. But they're really cool behind the scenes. Because how is it that every single day the Freezer Man got somebody new coming up? Oh, ex-bag chaser finally speaks. I don't care about what she got to say. I already told you about that whole bag chaser stuff going on Patreon. I ain't going on nobody Patreon to pay for nothing. Because as far as I'm concerned, anything that Anton got to tell you, he got from Kevin Samuels. We're going to talk about that in another video. And I'm glad that Corey Holcomb called out the lead attorney. I'm glad he called him out, because everybody was talking about Corey Holcomb, and it would appear that, oh, O'Shea, lead attorney, and all these guys speaking about the situation, it'll appear as if though they're being, well, I know O'Shea was going at Anton, but it looked like he was team Corey. That's how it looked to me at first. But then now I'm seeing Corey going in on O'Shea now, going in on him and the lead attorney. And the lead attorney was once featured on Corey Holcomb's show, which means Corey gave him a platform. Guys, the only reason why these YouTubers have any sort of success today, fame, notoriety, is because they've been on these other platforms, dog. They've been on these platforms. If you want to know the truth, people like Corey Holcomb gave lead attorney a platform that helped him to grow. A lot of these YouTubers been on Corey Holcomb's platform. Do you understand me? That's how they get their breaks. And then when they get there, they be acting like they done something. Imagine you were on Corey's platform. He gave you the break, and then you busy sneak dissing and talking about him. That's crazy. Where's the loyalty in that? You know what I mean? Where's the loyalty? So I get where Anton is coming from, where maybe you had up and coming YouTubers that was, I guess, on his, maybe he did consultations, maybe he taught them how to stream. I get all of that. But if you're going to talk about anybody, call their names. Don't speak in subliminals, because the viewer is trying to figure out, well, who is Anton talking about? Who is he talking about? I don't like when people talk in riddles and they sneak dissing. I believe in calling out people names. I want the viewer to know who we talking about, so they're not in the sleep. They're not sleeping, right? So let's get back to the content. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new.
I trust women. This is why I don't have niggas around me, bro. Y'all kept saying, man, Anton, why you don't have people around you? How you don't do this with it? Because I don't trust, because the niggas are bigger clout chasers than the women. The women will try to get in your section because they trying to get a picture with you. They trying to hang out with you. They even might try to go back to the crib with you. You ain't got to accept that shit. The guys is in your section blocking off the hoes because they more clout chasing than the women.
So basically, what Anton is saying, that black men on YouTube, that we're all clout chasers, and he trusts the women more. Now, to the ladies, y'all got to be very careful. To the ladies, because what this tells me is that Anton believed he could get his way with women. Meaning, if he support you, if he have you on his platform, if he do anything with you, you'll be more loyal to him. Are you picking up on that? In other words, if Anton throw you a bone, you'll be loyal to him and he'll be able to have his way, and you won't be too quick to turn against him like these men would. That's basically what he's saying. He don't trust the men. He's saying the men are bigger clout chasers. Now, when he say the men, this is where Anton goes wrong, is because he's not saying who. He's not saying who these men are. You got to call people by their names. You can't just say these men, because the viewer will fill in the blanks and say, oh, he's probably talking about this one, or he's probably talking about that one. No, you got to call the names. Make them be known who you talking about. You know? Because I don't want nobody to think you talking about me. If you talking about me, Anton, say my name. Don't do the sneak diss stuff. I ain't with that type of stuff. I'm into people saying who they talking about so we know who's who. Because this whole 101 Down Nation thing is kind of crazy. And you were saying that these people are your children. You cannot call people your children. We're children of God. And if you're a Christian, it is blasphemy to be calling men and women your children. No, they're not your children. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
Can I talk my shit real quick before we go to the next? I got time. I'm watching time today, you car. Can I talk my shit real quick, y'all? Permission to derail for the next 3 minutes. Permission to derail for the next 3 minutes, y'all. Permission to derail for the next 3 minutes, please.
You notice all the people that are telling him to go ahead because they want to see him go off. Let's go.
Kirsten, do you know that I created this sector?
Wow.
All these niggas is my kids. Do you know what it feels like to be a parent and to have your children turn against you for money, for clout, for fame? Do you know that most of these niggas that you see on here doing all of these live streams and shit like that, a lot of these niggas, I made them. I gave them their boost. They came up off my platforms. We would never know these niggas before. Bro, it's people that has been in my Patreon meetups. They introduced me to their fucking wives.
Now, let's stop right there. It's a lot to unpack. You know, you said that these people introduced you to their effing wives. Again, you had the Freezer Man twisting videos to make it look like you were disrespecting people's wives and people's kids. I addressed all of that. But now in this clip, you're saying that these men tried to introduce you to their effing wives. There's no need to bring that up. There's no need to bring that up. There's no need to say they're effing wives. That's disrespectful towards their wives. You also refer to their kids too, which again crosses that line. You said you created the sector. That's not true. And again, to you brothers that have this man's number, You need to talk to them about that behind the scenes. You need to tell them Ringo TV made a video. And I think you need to look at the video because you didn't create this space. You're in the space. Anytime you get so big to the point where you start to look down on people, I don't respect that. This is why I roll solo. It's because when dudes have money, they forget where they came from. Take away the money. Would Anton say that? Take away the money. Would Anton say I created this space? No. Can't say that without money. Money don't mean you created something. Do you understand? And a lot of people have been bought. I can't be bought. That's one of the biggest problems that a lot of YouTubers have with me is that they know I can't be bought. I can't be controlled. Anton cannot control Ringo TV. Never. You could send 1,000 super chats. You could send cash apps. Never could control Ringo TV. I'm going to speak my mind no matter what. Because why? I'm a man and I believe in speaking the truth. Unlike some other YouTubers, you give them some money, you give them a cash app, bro, they'll be literally worshiping you. They'll do whatever you say. That won't happen with me. I'm going to speak this truth regardless. You know? And it doesn't mean I hate anyone. I don't know Anton. All I'm saying is don't come on YouTube saying you created a space where many other men been here way before you. You just happen to be one of the few that was able to grow to the point of success. When you get to that success, that's not the time to boast. That's the time to give back. A lot of the people that are probably mad at you is because maybe they're upset because they helped you get to where you're going. I don't agree with the Freezer man. I think he's a sucker. But at the same time, maybe you owe that man. Maybe that man feel cheated. Maybe you and him had some sort of deal and he felt he was going to be a part of your success and you didn't take him with you. Have it ever dawned on you? So maybe all of the beefing, all of the fighting, and all the videos he's pushing out is his anger that he still got to struggle in life knowing you up on Easy Street. And he was there watching the store while you were out taking care of business. It's no different than if we on the block is hot, the cops is out, I'm on the corner, I'm holding you down. You making all the money, I'm putting myself at risk. And then when things get hit to the fan, all of a sudden now you cut me off. And now I'm unable to make money now. That's how a lot of these dudes probably felt. Similar to when Kevin Samuels was here, a lot of dudes felt Kevin owed them something. Now, of course, I don't agree with all these videos, the negative videos, the slander, the lies. I don't agree with none of that stuff. Because I've grown as a YouTuber to understand there's certain things you don't put out. I don't agree with what the Freezer man is doing, making up all these videos, slandering your name, talking all this mess, being disrespectful. I don't agree with all of that. At the same time, whatever relationship you and that man had, or whatever relationship those women had, because he's bringing women up that were former bag chasers. These women are coming up on his platform. So these are employees that are upset. These are employees that used to work with you and they're upset and now they're coming on to talk. Let me shout out these super chats real quick. Shout out to Real Spill with Mills for the $10 support. Shout out to you. He says, as one of the CC that came from Fight Club and who never crossed the family line, I ask, is having an open StreamYard link creating someone's, Is having an open StreamYard link creating someone's channel? No. Just because somebody puts you on in terms of you could come on their platform, that does not create your channel. And if Anton used that to say, well, he put you on or he did this, he never put you on. YouTube is all about people coming on panels. If that's the case, then O'Shea can brag about he put everybody on. He didn't put everybody on. O'Shea was good with doing interviews. He interviewed people back in the day. A lot of YouTubers came to O'Shea's platform to do interviews. O'Shea even asked me to do an interview. I declined. I don't do interviews. I don't want no interviews. Don't ask me for an interview. If you're a YouTuber, don't send me nothing for no interviews. I don't want to be interviewed. You understand? I don't want to be interviewed. I've seen too many people trap people in interviews to do stupid shit. I don't got time for that. In order for me and you to talk, we could talk behind the scenes, we could break bread and do all of that stuff to a point where I know you and I know what you're capable of doing. But I don't trust people on social media, fam. But a lot of people O'Shea did interviews with back in the day. And if you want to say that gave them a start or gave them some visibility, yes, it's giving you visibility. At the same time, I'm not going to say, oh, I made your channel because you were on my panel. That don't even make no sense. You know? Shout out to NY Kid 3423 for the $20 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. And shout out to Jonah TV War for the $2 support. And make sure you hit the like button. So let me go back to that comment by Real Spill. I want to read that comment again because I know I seen some clip where Anton was talking about he gave these people their break and did this. Let me read this comment again. As one of the CC that came from Fight Club and who never crossed the family line, I ask, is having an open StreamYard link creating someone's channel? Yeah, the answer is no. The answer is no. You're your own person. If I put a link and invite you on this platform and you're able to come on, I didn't create your channel. You was already there. You was already in the space doing your thing. Being that you're on my platform, you're able to get visibility, but you were already doing your thing. You were already going to be who you were, regardless if you hit that link. The problem is, this is what I don't like about this space, is that when people let you on their platform, they feel they made you. That's why I don't go on nobody's platform. That's why I don't do interviews. That's why I'm not with none of that stuff. Because people will try to throw it in your face as if though they created you, like you're one of their children or something. You know? There's a lot of YouTubers that have small platforms and they're doing their thing. Nobody created you. The minute you created a YouTube platform, you started your own business on YouTube. You're doing your own thing. If you are featured on somebody's platform, it is what it is. I've heard people talk about, oh, I discovered Kevin Samuels. I did this. What? Discovered who? No, you didn't discover nothing. The fuck you talking about? You discovered Kevin Samuels. Are you kidding me? He was already there. He was already there. I don't like when people saying what they discovered. If you discovered him, how come you don't have his money? People always want to take the credit for discovering. You ain't discovered nothing. The people discovered Kevin Samuels. That's why they were calling him the Godfather. You know? And then he was murdered. That's right. Kevin Samuels' death was an inside job, guys. This is why these YouTubers will always be mad with me. Kevin Samuels' death was an inside job. He was murdered. They wanted him out of the way. When Kevin Samuels went live, if you're a YouTuber, you ain't getting no views when Kevin is on. When Kevin was on, nobody got views. That's why Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit had a beef. Y'all remember when they had that beef? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember. The beef that Kevin Samuels had, well, it wasn't really even Kevin Samuels. Fresh and Fit had a beef with Kevin Samuels. You know what I mean? Because of the time slot of 10 p.m. at night. I know everything that went down on these YouTube streets, everything. And they got on their platform and they started to diss Kevin Samuels, saying, F him, we're going to come on at 10. Because they were saying, oh, when Kevin was on, we would come on at the same time. It's like our audiences was clashing. So they decided to come on at 11 because they knew Kevin's show was always 1 hour. And it got to the point where they said, forget him, we're coming on at 10. You know? And they were competing, trying to, I guess, you could call it however you want to call it. Fresh and Fit was trying to compete with Kevin Samuels. They really was. And even with all of those guys, Kevin was killing them. With all of those guys at Fresh and Fit, all of their production, all the studio stuff, the lighting, the cameras, none of that stuff was competing with Kevin. He was killing them. And they were jealous. And once they hit 1 million subs, they got arrogant, just like Anton. They got arrogant, full of themselves, focusing on money, 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 money. We the big dogs, we're this, we're controlling the space, we're the biggest workers, just a bunch of arrogance. And then what happened? Demonetized. Do you see what happens? Demonetized. You know why? They kept having all these women on there fighting with people on social media. It violates YouTube's terms of service. Demonetized. Can't boast now. Can't talk about how big you are when the money not coming in. YouTube is a business, but they still got rules to follow. This is why when the Corey and Anton drama took place, if any of those guys would have started fighting on camera, Corey's platform would have been demonetized. YouTube ain't playing around, guys. YouTube know how to punish you, to bring you to your knees. They don't be playing. When you go live, there's an AI moderator that's moderating your platform when you're live. Y'all didn't know that? While I'm streaming right now, YouTube have AI moderators that are in the live chat. You don't see them because you can't see their names, but they're there. I've seen this happen. I've seen people comments on my live chat get removed. None of my mods removed it. And when it get removed, it says removed by YouTube team. I'm like, so they monitoring my, yeah. YouTube have AI that is monitoring everyone's live chat because remember, you're live, so anything can happen. And the AI is trained to know when there's violence, when a gun is being shown on camera. This is why in YouTube's terms of service, it tells you that if you have a Second Amendment, y'all all know what a Second Amendment mean, and you pointing it on the screen, you will lose your privileges to live stream. You'll lose your privileges. If you have a gun channel, the best thing to do is pre-upload videos, but don't be pointing a gun at the camera. Don't ever do that. So if you're a firearms instructor, if you're a platform and you deal with firearms and you're a gun collector or whatever the case is, don't ever raise your gun to the camera. You will lose your ability to live stream on YouTube, and you might end up getting demonetized or your channel terminated because the AI is monitoring what you're doing. This is why if those men would have been fighting, Corey's platform would have been in a mess. This is why as a YouTuber, you have to be careful of who you let on your platform, because you might let people on your platform having a hangout, one of them Google Hangouts that they used to do back in the days. And most of you YouTubers from back then, you remember, when you let all these people on your platform, they ruin your platform. They start cussing, they start acting crazy. Dudes start flashing themselves to women. I've seen it all on YouTube, man. That's why I don't let nobody on. I don't let anybody on, no panels, none of that mess. You ain't gonna get me in trouble. If I get in trouble, it's because of something I did, not because of what you did and I end up paying the price. Right? Let's get back to the content. Hit that like button, subscribe.
No. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. And I don't feel bad because I understand the game. Listen, all of the movies told us what the game is. It's niggas that had brought their wives to meet my wife. And we embraced them like the children that they are to us. And we said, we love you. And they came to multiple different meetups. Niggas started a channel and all of a sudden they controversy kings. I said, what the fuck is this? Niggas brought their kids. Listen, I'm not lying. Niggas brought their motherfucking kids to come and meet me. Hey man, I want you to meet my son. He wants to be just like you when he grows up. Hey, I want you to meet my wife. Look, man, she wants to be just like your wife. You know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. I promise you on God.
Now, again, it's amazing that he's bringing this up, guys, because he's saying that these people are his children, that they brought their kids, their wives. Oh, their wives want to be just like his wife. There's no need to be talking about this. And again, he's speaking of a particular person. I'm not even going to mention who that person is, but I am fully aware of who he's talking about. Next time, mention their name. Because I've seen the thumbnails. But there's no need to be talking about these things because it's wasting time. That is interfering with the bag because it shows that he feels betrayed by these individuals. And it's getting personal now. You know what I mean? You're calling people your children. That's very disrespectful. You're basically saying that you're God. To call anybody your children is to say that you're God Almighty. That's blasphemy. And you need to humble yourself. That right there is not becoming of a man of success. It's going to only create enemies. You know? Again, viewers do not like arrogant people. I know that without the viewers, I ain't shit. I already know that. So it's up to me as a content creator to learn how to communicate, humble myself, interact with my viewers, and understand they're the ones who make the platforms. And a lot of times when dudes get money, it's like they figure, well, I could just say whatever I want to say and I'm good because the money going to always be there. Not if you lose the respect of the people. You're going to have a lot of people that rock with you. And I ain't saying to stop rock with Anton because I'm not trying to stop his money. I'm not a hater. All I'm saying, humble yourself. Be more respectful. It goes a long way on social media. You know? That's just the way it is. Now, notice a hater in the chat says, nah, you're just a horrible content creator. Hey, as long as you watching me, that's more the better. As long as you watching me, you can say what you want to say. But it just goes to show, guys, you could be as professional as you want. You could be as professional as you should be. You're going to always have people that will hate you. Always. Because in their mind, they figure no one should be talking about Anton. In their mind, he's God. He's God. You know? Hey, you're watching me. You can say I'm not professional. The majority of people that are watching this show, they would disagree with you. So either way, I'm winning because you're viewing. So, hey, you could type away, keep the engagement going, stay in the chat hating me all day. I appreciate you stopping by. We enjoy the fact that you're here expressing your hate for Ringo TV. Tell a friend. bring more haters over. Yeah. Just rate, comment, and subscribe. Let's get back to the content.
Everything. I said, what is going on? These niggas, dog, somebody said yesterday, Anton didn't make us Fight Club. It was my platform. And this is why I killed that shit.
See, that right there is what you call hate, Anton. That's some hating ass ish. You killed that platform because you didn't want to see these other people grow. You said it was your platform. This is why, as a content creator, when you're in these spaces, you got to dig yourself out of the mud, bro. You got to dig yourself out of the mud and build yourself up. Do you understand me? Because in Anton's mind, he figured it's his platform. Any of you guys that are on his platform, he made you. Think about that, fam. Isn't that crazy? His platform. He said, that's why I killed it. So him killing the platform and rebranding it was his way of removing all of you that was once there. That's to stop your growth. These are the type of issues that I have with Anton, is that he don't want to see other brothers come up. One of the biggest issues I will always have with people like Kevin Samuels, Anton Daniels, is his mind frame of not wanting to see other brothers and sisters come up. He say he want you to be a bag chaser, but when you really think about it, you have to pay him in order for him to come up. They say that he's doing things in Detroit and other stuff. Well, what exactly is he doing in Detroit for the people? If he's doing anything in Detroit that is designed to make him money, then he's not doing anything for the people. Let's say, for example, he gets into real estate and he's doing like stuff like getting apartment buildings and renovating them in order to rent them out and all that other stuff. You're not doing anything for Detroit by doing that. I'm not saying don't hustle, don't get into no business in real estate. That's good money to make. But excuse me, don't say you're doing something for Detroit if you're renovating these apartment complexes or houses for rent. You're not doing anything. You're trying to make money, which is good. There's nothing wrong with making money. But don't say you're doing something for the people of Detroit. It's no different if the white man came in, bought up all the apartment complexes and rented them out with high rent, oppressing the people. You know? If it's a money-making adventure, then you're not doing anything for the people. It's for yourself, for your pockets. You know? So again, my issue here, he shut down the platform and rebranded it to Room 9 to cut off certain individuals. Right? Let's go.
This is why I killed that shit. I killed that platform and rebranded it and turned it into Room 9. And I said enough of this shit because I seen the spirit of niggas and the clout chasing hat went too high.
Do you see that? The clout chasing went too high. It's not clout chasing. It's other brothers trying to come up. And I think that Anton is, he's not being 100% fair. I mean, fair and balanced when it comes to the situation. Anybody that you invite on your platform to work with you, you're supposed to screen people behind the scenes, get to know who these individuals are, and be doing your best to bring them up. I don't know anybody that's on YouTube right now as a content creator who don't want to make money, who don't want to grow. So anybody that was with you that made your show successful was helping you, Anton, to make money. I think you forgot about that. Doesn't matter if they didn't do a lot. If their face was on your show, they helped you to make money because when people came to your show, they may have liked the thoughts and opinions of that sister or that brother, or, they just liked the conflict, the back and forth, or whatever, whatever the situation was. The bottom line is it helped you to make money. And you didn't help them to grow. Instead, you looked at it as, oh, they just want to clout chase off of you. That doesn't make any sense. You have the trolls still saying pocket watching. It doesn't make any sense what you're saying about pocket watching. When you're a man and you're in a position of power and you're earning, you have to make sure that the people that are with you that help you to grow, that they're able to eat. Do you understand that principle? It's a law. And when you violate that law, everybody will turn against you. Everybody. You can't be a bad businessman and expect loyalty. It's not going to happen. You cannot be a bad businessman and expect everybody to be loyal. A lot of these YouTubers that rocked with Anton at one point may have not even grown all these years, and they're going to feel some type of way. Again, the way I do my content, it's fair and balanced, which means I'm looking at both sides. He can have haters, but at the same time, he may also have people that he did bad business deals with, made promises to them. Hey, bro, your channel's going to grow soon. Don't worry about it. We're going to make sure you're good. And for whatever reason, it never happened. It never happened. And that person is upset because they felt that for whatever reason, they put all this time and energy into helping Anton to grow. And now that he's grown to a point where he's doing good, they're like, yo, you ain't look out for me yet. What about me? What about my little platform? Can I get any love? And they ain't get no love. And a lot of times the viewers, they respect Anton because of money. Same way they did with Kevin Samuels. It's crazy, man. Let's get back to the content.
I said, this is insane. I've seen no less than 20 different people, minimum, that I put on, that I gave visibility to, women and men out here clout chasing. I said, what in the world is going on?
But you clout chased off of Kevin Samuels. Let's talk about that. You clout chased off of Kevin Samuels. Everybody clout chase every now and then. You were glazing when you were in front of Kevin Samuels, when you did that interview with Kevin. You think I forgot? I'm a YouTube historian. I know all about it. Remember 4 years ago? Remember that interview that you had with Kevin? Yeah. You were praising Kevin. You were clout chasing, Anton. You were telling him how much you love him. Remember? You were glazing. You were singing Kevin Samuels' praises. So you were clout chasing. And your connection through Kevin Samuels is what made people look at you. This is why a lot of these guys in this space, from Anton, lead attorney, O'Shea, Dennis Sperling, Melanie King, MTR, a lot of these particular individuals were able to grow their platforms because of their connection to Kevin Samuels. They all clout chased off Kevin Samuels. All of them. All of them. Even when Kevin Samuels died, they all was clout chasing. And that's how they were growing. I've seen these guys clout chase. Right after Kevin Samuels died, everybody's making videos, telling everybody how much of a good friend Kevin was. Oh, Kevin was my good friend. Come subscribe to my channel. We're going to keep his legacy alive. They don't give a fuck about Kevin Samuels. It's about money. Most of them guys, they're happy Kevin Samuels is gone. Ooh, that hurts, right? But that's the truth. Most of those guys was happy when Kevin Samuels was gone. Because what that means is more money for them. Because when Kevin was here, none of those guys were growing. They were not growing, guys. Listen, I've been on these YouTube streets since 2006. And I'll tell you straight up, when Kevin Samuels was here at the peak of his career, none of those content creators was growing. They had their success, they were making money, but they were not at the level they are at right now. When Kevin was here, Kevin controlled their growth. And those guys got tired of it. They all want shout outs. They all want get their books promoted. All of that stuff. I remember when Kevin put Obsidian's book on his desk to promote his book, and that made Obsidian feel like, finally, man, I got some promotion. I remember everything. You guys did Kevin dirty, bro. Again, I'm going to say this again. Anton, if you're a millionaire, you got all this bread, MTR, O'Shea, Dennis Sperlin, Melanie King, lead attorney. What have you done for Kevin Samuels lately? What have you done for that man to keep his legacy alive? What have you guys done collectively to put something together for the fans of Kevin Samuels? An event, something that's dope where people can remember the work of Kevin Samuels. What did you guys do? You guys got fat. You guys got rich. And you forgot about Kevin Samuels. You don't care about Kevin Samuels. I know that. I know you guys were never friends to Kevin Samuels. This was all content. This was all business. Just be honest. I don't trust the lead attorney. I don't trust none of them dudes. Dennis Sperlins. I don't trust none of these dudes. I think that Kevin Samuels made a fucked up decision of making you dudes be around him. Do you understand me? I never trusted you dudes. You remember the scene with Tony Montana when he was next to the boss that put the other dude in the helicopter and threw him out and he hanged him? And Tony Montana said, I never trusted this man. I never trusted him. He had my friend Ramirez killed. I never trusted him. That's how I feel about these dudes, bro. When Kevin had these dudes on his platform, I was like, no, don't do it. Because I knew he was in bad company. All they saw was money. How they could get the money. Once he made that connection with all of these guys, he ended up dead. Y'all can't see the play? That's why these dudes is mad with me. Yo, MTR, why you copying Kevin's whole setup? The dim lighting, the little spin thing that keep going around, the camera angles just like Kevin Samuels. Never trusted you dudes, bro. Never trusted you. Even to this day, I don't trust none of you dudes, bro. I just wish that Kevin would have listened to my videos when he was alive. He never listened to them. Because when you dudes was around him, y'all was soaking up the game. And once he passed on, all of y'all started to grow. Melanie King's platform was stuck. She wasn't growing. None of these dudes' platforms was growing. Anton was not growing. Do you understand me, dog? When Kevin died is when they grew. When Kevin died is when they grew. Anton got the game from Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels had a multi-million-dollar idea that he was trying to pitch to these men, where they came down to Brooklyn and they were working with somebody else and they were showing them some factory or some sort of studios and all this other stuff. And Kevin put these dudes on to game. And then he ended up dead. Y'all can't see? All of a sudden now Anton got this bag chaser thing on Patreon. Hey, y'all want to know this? Come on Patreon, the bag chasers. No. Whatever you got over there, you got from Kevin Samuels. Because you didn't know nothing. You didn't know nothing. Listen, I'm not dumb, Anton. Whatever you got over there, you got from Kevin Samuels. Nothing you did, you got from Kevin. And if you got something that can make brothers and sisters successful, why you don't give it to them for free? If you really care about the people. If you got your money and you got millions, why you don't want to see the next man good? Shouldn't we all eat? Shouldn't we all be successful? But see, the problem with the black man in America on social media, he want to be up here and he want you down here. He want to be up here. He want you to be down here. So you're subservient to him. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm saying the things that people want to say but don't have the balls to say. This is what you call commentary and criticism. Real criticism. If I'm good financially, I'm going to be trying to make other brothers and sisters as successful as I am. Because I want them all to eat. I don't want to hoard everything for myself. We have a short time in this world, and I want to make sure that everybody is on one accord. All my brothers and sisters is eating. All of them is good. That's what's up. I don't see that with Anton. He's saying he closed down the platform, rebranded it because these dudes was clout chasing off of him. That's crazy, man. I mean, look at what this clown said. This clown says everyone has to get it from out the mud. You want a handout. What handout are you talking about? What are you talking about, handout? I don't need nothing from Anton. I don't need him to give me no shout outs. I don't need him to invite me to do shit. I do my own content. I've always done this. What are you talking about? Nobody put me on. I've been on. I've been here before everybody. So what are you talking about? And when you want to talk about handouts in terms of support, everybody needs support. Everybody needs support. Financial support, everybody needs support. There's no such thing as, oh, I don't need no support. Okay, don't monetize your videos. You know? You said I can trigger you all day. You can stay here all day. As long as I keep you viewing all day, I'm triggering you because you're here watching me. The only reason why you're here is because you're triggered by this truth. So as long as I can keep you viewing, that's all that matters to me. This is what you folks in the clouds need to see when it comes to social media. These individuals that you see that show up to the live shows, they're here because they work for the devil. These are the devil's children. And when you see a man say, oh, I can trigger you all day, that's a red flag right there. What's his purpose? Oh, I'm here to trigger you. That's weird. So you got all this time to waste as a grown man to be here watching me. You said you've been on for 1 hour and have 230 people viewing. And you're one of them. You're viewing. Why are you here? How many people should I have viewing me? I'm grateful for the people that are here. I'm not in competition with nobody. I don't care about that. You're here. I got you watching me. I must be doing something good, right? You're watching. So out of the 230, you're watching me. The question you have to ask is, why are you here? Because if you're not here to hear this truth, then you're here just to waste your time. So carry on. Let's get back to the content, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's go.
No, me, I'm not even the type of person that only do the big platforms. I show up to the smaller platforms. I do interviews. I show love. I do all of this stuff. I couldn't believe it.
You didn't show love to Ringo TV, Anton. You said that you show up to the platforms and you show love. When I was doing my content about the Corey Holcomb situation, you didn't show no love. You didn't come to the platform. You didn't show no love. But over here, you're saying that you showed love to these individuals that was on the other platform that you rebranded. Never throw these things in people's faces. These are the type of things that creates enemies because you're telling them what you did for them. If what you did for them came from the heart, then just keep it moving. But never try to throw it in people's faces of what you've done. If it came from the heart, then let it come from the heart. You know? Don't continually throw in people's faces what you've done because you're making it seem as if though you made them. They're your children. That creates enemies. They're not going to appreciate you. They're going to lose respect for you. And I'm pretty sure all of those people that are talking, at one point, they respected you. And maybe they know things about you that we don't know. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. That's why I'm unbiased in my approach. I talk about everybody. Doesn't matter. I'm dealing with what I can see. And what I could see is arrogance.
I couldn't believe it. I said, what in the world is going on? You know what the funniest part about this whole thing is? Let me tell you what the funniest part about this whole thing is. This is the funniest part. I'm going to give a shout out to Fatty. Shout out to Fatty, Team Fatty, his channel, all of that. I'm going to give a shout out to Fatty. Let me tell you why I'm going to give a shout out to Fatty. Because me and Fatty has had our disagreements, all of that stuff. Fatty is the only person, one of the only people that kept his word. And when we truced it up and we said, you know what? We better together than we are apart. He was the person that actually was like, man, I don't know about this, Anton, whatever, so on and so forth. He's one of the only people, probably not the only person, so I'm not going to say the only person. He's one of the only people that has kept his word. And I don't even agree with everything that he says.
But you should have never called out his name, because what that's going to do is going to now put him in the spotlight where people going to be like, well, why he shouting out him and he not showing me that type of respect? Because if you don't agree with everything he say, there's no need to talk about him. You're upset that these other YouTubers that probably was on your platform is speaking against you now. Who cares if they're speaking against you? You're giving it attention. And saying these things is going to only cause more people to talk. That's all it's doing.
He don't even agree with everything that I said. But he's been one of the only people that has been honest and objective about everything since me and him since we was like, you know what? Everything is cool, bro. We shouldn't even be on that type of time. Even when he criticizes something that I says, he's honest and he's objective. He's not coming from a dark place. And he's one of the people that got visibility from my channel.
See, he said that he got visibility from his channel. Again, this is what a lot of these YouTubers do. They like to say stuff like, they gave you visibility, meaning nobody would know who you are unless you pass through their platform or they mention your name. I don't like when people do stuff like that, man. They're basically saying they created you. This is why, as a YouTuber, you got to just do your own thing and grind and just make your own way successful. Because when you do that, all of these YouTubers, right? They're going to all be knocking on your door. Ta, 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 ta. Hey, could I work with you? Hey, man. Hey, bro. Hey, I love your show. I love everything that you do. They don't love nothing. They just see an opportunity to make money. You've grown to a level where now the money makes sense now. Now they want to collab with you. They didn't want to collab with you when you were broke. They did not want to collab with you when you only had 10 live viewers. But when you start getting 5,000, 12,000 live viewers, oh yeah, now they hitting up your DM. Now they want to collab now. Hey, bro, man. Hey, I love your work, dog. Hey, I was wondering, man, maybe I can interview you? No, you can't. Remember when I was broke? You remember when I had 3 people subscribing me and my video views, I only got 100 views. That was it. And I was struggling. You remember those days? I never seen you. I don't remember seeing you hitting the Cash App, the Super Chat, the PayPal. I don't ever recall you supporting my work. So why are you here now? Because you see a money-making opportunity. You're not going to get that off of me. Let's go.
I'm just amazed. I'm amazed. I am amazed. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You be at the meetups, QD exec. You be there. You know what's going on. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. When it's all said and done, it's pennies. It's pennies compared to what could have happened and what the opportunities were.
I don't agree. What you're basically saying is if these guys would have never made any videos about you, they would have had more opportunities to make more money. That's a lie. You're only saying that because they're making videos about you. They don't care. They don't care about the money. For them right now, it's about the principle. And you saying this and bringing up money, oh, that's just pennies. In other words, they're only making pennies. It is what it is. There was more opportunity. They had no opportunities. You gave them no opportunities. You gave them no opportunities. So now they're making some videos. They're making a few dollars off of these videos. Whereas if they didn't, they wouldn't be making anything. You need to blame yourself for that. If you would have took care of your people, if you would have took care of the people that was there, these people would be loyal to you. That's just the truth. If you would have made sure that they were good, because whether you agree with them or not, they help you to grow. They help you to grow, no matter how you see it. If you're Anton Daniels and all of these other YouTubers, whether they're small or great or whatever the case is, if they were on your platform and they put in the hours, they put in the work, they help your monetization. They help you to grow. You would have never been able to grow without these other people with you. Anton would not be Anton without all the help that he got from other individuals. And I think that you forgot about that. I think that you forgot about the work and the labor and the pain and everybody else pretty much been through. And that is something that I believe that they're holding against you right now. Do I agree with all the tactics that they're using? No. Do I agree with the back and forth and all the mess? No. But at the same time, for every action, there's going to be a reaction. For everything that you do to others, it'll be done unto you. And I believe that you're only getting back the kind of energy that you put out in the universe. You put out this energy. And you're getting some of that energy back. That's why humbling yourself is the best course of action, because even if all these individuals disagree with you, if you were to humble yourself and probably come online and be like, look, I know a lot of you guys are upset, y'all making videos. Look, maybe there's a way we can sort these type of issues out. Perhaps have the conversation and hash all of this mess out and humble yourself. Maybe, just maybe, a lot of these individuals might be able to come to the table and talk. And there won't be none of this mess, none of this drama, back and forths and stupid stuff. And now you could get back to the business of YouTube and collaborate with individuals, help people out. Then those individuals end up making videos, letting their audience know, like, look, we had a sit down, we talked with Anton. It was a good discussion. We were able to resolve a lot of our issues. And now the people, the viewers, were able to see all of you, were able to sort all the issues out, hash out all the drama. And now there could be a mutual respect. But if it continue in this manner, eventually you'll just lose, because whoever's at the top of the mountain have a lot to lose. And when more people start making these videos, I'm telling you, it's just going to get bad. And then people are just going to keep going back and forth. And before you know it, you're going to have a run of probably a year or two more. And then somebody else will replace you. I've seen this happen too many times. I've seen this happen too many times with YouTubers that have been on the top, and then they lost it all because they made the money get to their mind, and then they end up falling off. Or YouTube might end up tweaking the algorithm where your platform is just not performing the way it used to. I've seen YouTubers that used to get a ton of views, make a ton of money, and now they're on Threads right now. And they used to have it all. I don't know what happened, but they're just not getting to it no more. It's almost like YouTube allowed you to grow, and then they make someone else get an opportunity to grow, if that makes sense. Sometimes the algorithm is like that. You'll have a season by which you grow and you're successful, and you think you're just doing all this wonderful work, not realizing the algorithm opened the door for you to grow. And then it gets to the point where you've grown so much, the algorithm closes the door and allows someone else to grow. And now you got to fight to stay alive. And you're like, damn, I'm uploading my videos and I get no views. What the heck is going on? You know, the algorithm closed the door. You know? Yeah, that's why I roll solo, is because when you roll solo, you don't have to deal with the drama of all these content creators, because all they do is make videos about you to come up. You know what I mean? And there's always something negative and scandalous, and they bring up a bunch of false allegations and stuff, and it doesn't make any sense. They do that. They do that with me all the time. Normally, they do that when I get a lot of views. That's when you start seeing people I never even known, they making videos about me. I'm like, why is this dude making videos about me? Because for some reason, they figure my name is in the algorithm, so now it's time to make some money. You know? That's what they do all the time. Let's go.
You can't snake your way to the top.
He said you can't snake your way to the top. So in his mind, he's assuming that all these people are snaking their way to the top. Again, that sounds good when he's telling his viewers that, but at the same time, the people that are making these videos about Anton, they feel that Anton snaked his way to the top. Have we ever thought about that? Maybe Anton snaked his way to the top. Maybe Anton had disagreements and snaked his way to the top. Maybe he had fallouts. Now, I'm going to say something here that a lot of you YouTubers may not know. There's a YouTuber. His name is Mike TV. Mike TV been exposing Anton Daniels for years. None of you YouTubers that are talking about Anton Daniels right now, none of you have done the work. Mike TV did the work. I don't rock with Mike TV. But at the end of the day, I know of his work. He exposed Anton Daniels years and years ago. You guys are now coming up off of the work that another man Ben did. That's why it looks funny to me, because it's like y'all acting like y'all doing something new. Y'all acting like y'all bringing out videos, like y'all sharing this and y'all sharing that. Mike TV Ben did that. So he should be getting all of the views and all the credit, because y'all all copying everything he been talked about for years. Years ago. Years ago, I'm talking. And his channel been getting attacked because he been doing that. But now that everybody's doing it, it's kind of like y'all now catching on to things that he been talked about years ago. I just thought I'd say that because, you have a lot of YouTubers that are making videos and they're throwing Anton's name around. But when Mike TV was doing that, none of you guys supported his platform. None of you guys gave him a shout out. None of you guys cared. Now, all of a sudden you do, because you had fallouts with Anton. This is what I'm saying. It's like everybody's a snake on YouTube. When everybody's ready, they become snakes and serpents. Let's go.
You just can't. You can't snake your way to the top. It's just the honest to God truth. But you'll see in the end, all of this shit that we didn't see, that we seeing, I done seen it before. I done been around the corner.
Okay. Anton said the stuff that he's seen it before. Of course. He's seen it before because other people been doing this before. You see? They've been trying to come at him, and it could be because of various bad deals. This is why the Freezer Man is trying to get the attention of Six the Goddess. I remember the situation between Six the Goddess and Anton. Yeah, I remember the fallout that took place. Well, I remember when that happened, right? And she went off on Anton. It was one big mess and all of this other stuff. And you would think, like, how could Anton have a fallout with this woman? Like, what in the world went wrong? Well, the same things that is happening with other people. And then people go their own way. And sometimes when people have these fallouts, they don't even talk about them online because, it could get really messy. But the Freezer Man is trying to bring back up old dirt in order to further his attack on Anton. I feel that doing videos like that is it's not really good, because you're bringing up old stuff. If you're going to focus on anything, focus on what's going on today so that the viewer understand what's happening now. Don't bring up old stuff, old videos. I don't need to hear all of that stuff, because at this point, it's all content now. You're just trying to get paid. Ooh, let me go do a reaction video to the old video with Six the Goddess and Anton. Bro, that's old news. You weren't doing videos before about it. Why are you doing it now? Why are you doing it now as if though it's new content? I wouldn't be surprised if the Freezer Man did that tonight. The Freezer Man, ooh, I'm doing a reaction video to Six the Goddess video. When is he going to stop? It'll never stop, because at this point, they become obsessed with Anton Daniels. And now it's like every day they got something new. But it's old news. They're not reacting to something that's today, like this particular video right here. This is today's time, 2026. This is not 2019. This is not 2020. No, this is today's news. Let's get back to the content.
Eventually, it comes back to bite you. Eventually, I done seen niggas lose everything.
So you want them to lose everything? Again, Anton, why would you want people to lose everything? Come on now. Why would you want these people to lose everything? I think Freezy's a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. I already made videos about that clown, And as you know, he ain't respond because he's a sucker, like I told you. He got time to talk about Anton all day and do goofy stuff. And I basically checked his ass on that because what he's doing is he's twisting narratives and creating false information for the viewers. I don't rock with fake content. If you're going to do content, focus on the facts, not fake news. I don't care about what history these dudes have. The way that dude is moving, he's moving like a woman. He's bringing women on the air to gossip about Anton. Why don't the Freezer man just talk about Anton on his own? It's like he's bringing up witnesses. It's like he's doing some sucker-ish like when they try to take down Bill Cosby. All of a sudden you have this new woman that pop up. Oh, he touched me. He drugged me. He did this. Well, who's doing this mess? Who's finding all of these women? A sucker somewhere is finding all these women. So when you see this clown bring up one woman, interviewing her, then he talks about Six the Goddess, then he brought up some other woman last night. Horrible, horrible work. Who else he gonna find? Another woman? That's not manly, fam. If you got something to say about this dude, stand on your own too and talk about him without bringing in all these damn witnesses being a snitch. I don't like content like that, bro. I don't need to bring up no witnesses. Let's go.
I've seen people lose everything.
Yeah, I've seen people lose everything too. That's why I'm trying to make you understand to humble yourself within this civil war so that you can understand how the game is going. Because again, you know, you can have your bread, but at the end of the day, the respect of the people is the most important, man. The respect of the people. That is the most important thing you can have right now in today's day. And again, I could feel that the Freezer man is a sucker because of his antics and his moves. But at the same time, social media needs everybody. We need all these cats in these spaces, even though they goofy, even though they be doing some old snake stuff on the sidelines. They're still needed in the space to balance out the ecosystem of YouTube, you know? But I don't agree with the sucker stuff, bringing women on, testifying against another man, bringing up old dirt. I don't like that type of mess, bro. That's just some catty women stuff right there, bro. To see a grown man literally interviewing women and gossiping about another man with a woman, bringing witnesses to the court of females. Bro, I can't rock with that, man. If the Freezer man is going to talk about Anton, talk about him straight up like a man. You see like how I'm doing? I don't got no damn women in the background. I ain't bringing up no interviews, none of this goofy stuff. I'm just reacting to his video and calling out things the way I see it. I don't got to bring no women, no testimonies, no gossip. I don't run like that, bro. You know, that's some goofy stuff that you're doing. And I hope the Freezer man is watching because I know you watching in the clouds. I know you watching, you know. You brung that woman up last night. You ain't even get into the show. You've been on the show for a whole hour. A whole hour, bro. I went and watched some clothes. I went and damn near had some dinner and literally came back to click to see. You still ain't start the damn show. You were milking the system trying to get super chats. Super chat all damn day. Get to the show. Get to the point. As soon as you start the video, get to the point. Get to the nitty gritty of the message. But no, let's drag this thing as long as we can because it's not about the truth. It's about how much money you can make. And you as a viewer have to understand that. When you watch these dumb platforms that want to talk about Anton all day, you got to understand one thing. Are they speaking logic? Are they getting to the point? Are they speaking on something that we can all understand? Or are they just sitting there gossiping? What are they doing? What are they doing, fam? Think about that. At the luxury, whatever the case is, why are you watching me? Because you look crazy. I mean, think about what you're saying. You're saying, and you're making videos daily begging for Anton and the Freezer man to acknowledge what and what. You're watching me. Think about this now. Why are you watching me? Because I'm not begging for anything. I don't rock with none of these dudes. What are you talking about? You're here begging for my attention. Why are you even here? Are you subscribed to my channel because you support me? Do you rock with my platform? What are you here for? You know, you said, I love your crash out. It's entertaining. Okay, you proved my point about ninjas. Ninjas want to see you fall. That's why you're here. Thanks for your views. Thanks for hitting the like button or the dislike button. Thanks for clicking on and viewing and viewing and viewing. We appreciate you being here to express your hate. You're the kind of people we need on the platform. More haters to prove my point. The only reason why you're here is because you want to see someone crash out. It's entertaining. This is my point, guys, of what I got to tell you about black people, fam. Black people love to see you fall. That's what they love. So when you guys be thinking everybody on YouTube got love for you, they don't. They want to see you fall. It's entertaining. It's entertaining for them. They love it. So we love to have you here. Shout out to Ashley for the $10 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Says, thank you, Ringo. Later, make a video about chosen ones at the workplace and what we go through, how we are targeted. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Let me see. Shout out to Dominic for the $2 support. Says, shout out to Uncle Ringo while on the road. Hey, salute. Shout out to you. It's a trucker. Let me see. Yeah, I see a truck, so it looked like you're a trucker. Shout out to all the truckers on the road. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe out there. Make sure you head to those rest stops when you feeling tired. Let's see what we got. So let's get back to the content, guys. If you're a hater, click the dislike button. If you're a supporter, hit the like button. Let's go.
So good luck. Good luck. God bless y'all. To all of my children, to all of my 101 Dalmatians up here.
Do you hear what he called them? He said, to all my children, to all my 101 Dalmatians, guys. This is what Anton Daniels called his children.
I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in my children. All my children. I gave y'all a place to be able to congregate.
Wow.
Gave you an opportunity to get your shit off. Gave you some visibility. All of my children out there is being rebellious. They're being disrespectful. They're being cantankerous, and they're acting like females.
Wow.
The females is acting like females. The males is acting like the females. I said all my children is just being disrespectful. Gave these niggas life. Gave these niggas an opportunity to get their visibility.
Do you see how he's laughing at them, guys? He's laughing at them. He said he gave them life. He gave them life. Only God give life and take life. Anton believed that he's God. That's what he's basically saying. He's basically saying he gave them life. That's crazy. Does that sound like a man that want to help the black community? Does that sound like a man that want to uplift his people? Does that sound like a man that's giving back to the community? No. That's pure arrogance, fam. And these are the issues I got problems with. People keep getting mad at me for pointing out the obvious. Let's go.
Promote their channel. Inspire them. Show them how to stream effectively. You know? Let them argue it out. Make a name for themselves. Keep their reputations up. Gave them the blueprint. Gave them the opportunity. And
he said he gave them the blueprint.
This is the thing that you didn't. This is the thing you gave me. This is how they treat me.
Anton said that he gave them the blueprint. He gave them the blueprint. The blueprint? Wow, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing that he would say that he gave them the blueprint, he gave them the opportunity, he made their platforms visible, and so. He never mentioned the names of who he's talking about. That's the problem. Because if you're listening to this, you would assume he's talking about anybody that's in these spaces that's talking about him. You know what I'm saying? And that is incorrect. He's talking about a specific group of people. And to me, he's talking about the individuals that the Freezer Man been reviewing. The two ladies that was on his platform, some of the guys that are making videos about him. Yeah, these individuals, he's talking about them. Those that was on his platform before he renamed it to Room 9. He's talking about those individuals, but he's not calling their names. He's calling them his children. That's a God complex. That need to be humbled. Anytime a man have a God complex, that's not cool, you know? And it's just not right. You're saying those of us in the sector know who he is talking about. That's not how you do content. You might know who he's talking about, but a viewer that don't know anything don't know what he's talking about. They'll just assume who he's talking about. Because he mentioned anybody that you see is making videos about him, those are his 101 Dalmatians. So that would throw me in that pot when Anton didn't make Ringo TV. You see that? I'm not like these other YouTubers that he's talking about. I'm the one that regulate the situation, and I'm not afraid of none of these guys. And I think they know that already. But he's calling grown men and women his children, which is disrespectful. And somebody need to call that type of stuff out, right? Let me see. Shout out to Black Cloud for the $2 support. Says facts. He's talking out of his neck. Yeah. Hit the like button. Let's get back to the content.
What happens from the ops, that don't break my heart. The ops is the ops. That's what ops do.
See, the ops is the ops. The ops know what ops do, right? You see that? The ops is the ops, and the ops know what ops do. Now, let me read what Troll said. That man with almost 2 million subscribers knows how to do content better than you do, respectfully. That's your opinion. Ringo TV is the pioneer on YouTube. Ringo TV is a professional orator, professional. My communication skills is top notch. Anton has people that work for him, people that cut videos, people that edit videos, people that publish videos. Anton does not do any work on YouTube. What he do is he just get on camera and he speak. Someone else is doing the work behind the scenes. Now that can introduce growth, similar to Just Pearly. Just Pearly had a lot of people working for her behind the scenes, clipping videos, cutting videos. All of these YouTubers got this from Vlad TV. Vlad TV is the original YouTuber that introduced clipping your videos and putting them into shorter form content and publishing them in order to make the platform to grow. 2 million subs don't mean anything. Do you understand? It don't mean anything. I have 223,000 subscribers. Guess what? Only 232 people are viewing. So you cannot go by subscriber count. Subscriber count don't mean nothing on YouTube. There are platforms that have millions of subscribers, and when they go live, they only have 50 people viewing. Anytime you get to the point where your head is so conceited and focused on subscriber count, you're lost in the sauce. The people that are at your show are the people who are rocking with you. Those are the people. Do you understand that? If Anton have over 2 million subscribers, his views would be 2 million views every time he posts a video. Do you understand that? He don't get those views. To be someone that have almost 2 million subscribers, and your average views do not even exceed 500,000, something's wrong with that when you do the math. Do you understand my point? So while you're boasting about 2 million subscribers in comparison with me, do the math comparison between Kevin Samuels and Anton Daniels. When Kevin Samuels posted a video, he got millions of views. Not 1,000 views, not 10,000 views, not 100,000 views, millions of views. And it was just him working. Big difference, right? Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
Break your heart when it comes from the inside in, like, not a little nig over there. It's telling me Scandinavia's turned against me too. The fuck is going on?
I don't think that people are turning against you, Anton, because they're just all bad people. I think, like I said, you're creating enemies in the space through your arrogance. You're posting things that I'm looking at that is condescending, belittling, and it's unbecoming of a man that's supposed to be successful. It's like, be successful, grind, and just learn how to treat other people that you would consider smaller YouTubers. Treat them with respect. There's a saying, be kind to the people on your way up, because you're going to see those people on your way down. And I think that a lot of content creators get to a level of success and they get so full of themselves that they figure nobody's supposed to critique them or criticize them. That's where a lot of these guys are right now. They don't like when anybody criticizes them. You know, I think I'm being pretty fair and balanced in this particular live stream. I didn't cuss Anton out, never disrespected the man, didn't do none of that goofy stuff. I'm just focusing on what's really going on in terms of what I'm seeing, right? So I think that if he learned to humble himself, things will be better for him, because that's what's creating these enemies with these people. Shout out to Jay Watch for the $50 support. Says, haters, keep getting mad. We support the truth. Keep doing what you do, Ringo. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Again, shout out to Jay Watch for the $50 support. Shout out to Immortal Win for the $2 support. Shout out to you. Immortal Win for the $2 support. Be sure to hit the like button if you rock with the platform. If you don't support the platform, hit the dislike button. All haters are welcome. You could talk your talk in the live chat. Just be respectful without crossing the line of being disrespectful and doing goofy stuff. But your comments are welcome, even if you disagree with me, right? It is what it is. I'm not really interested in blocking people and doing all of that stuff unless you start crossing the line. Then now that'll be your fate. But other than that, you can share your opinions. You could disagree. You could tell me I'm a clown. You could do all of that type of stuff. I don't mind none of that mess, right? What we're talking about is a fair and a balanced approach to reacting to this video of Anton Daniels calling YouTubers 101 Dalmatians, meaning they're dogs. These are his pets. These are his animals. These are the ones that do his tricks. These are the ones he give dog food to, and they got to sleep outside in the cold while he sleep in the house, and he get all the heat, and he's warm and comfortable while his 101 Dalmatians have to starve to death. That's the problem that we got. Anton said that he created this sector and a whole lot more. Let's go.
What? He did it too. All for the clout. Oh.
There are a lot of people that buy subscribers. The thing about that buying subscriber stuff is YouTube will cancel you. I don't think that Anton bought subscribers. I don't think he did that. I think that he gained his subscribers organically through the YouTube shorts, similar to the Angry Man. The Angry Man been posting shorts, and he got very successful with that. He's probably one of the first content creators that pretty much blew up overnight by understanding how to do YouTube shorts, and he did them, and he was able to grow his platform. And it is what it is. The problem with that is when you grow your platform via YouTube Shorts, is that those viewers that you gain as subscribers, they're Shorts viewer subscribers, which mean they don't watch your long form content. So even though you have 800,000 subs, a million something subs, those are not your main viewers that watch your long form content. They want to see short form content, because when you did YouTube Shorts, they got millions of views. They only subscribed because they was expecting you to do more shorts. They will never click on your long form content. This is why when you see content creators that got hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers, and you're wondering, well, how come they're not getting hundreds of thousands and millions of views every time they go live and do this and that? Is because the viewers that are viewing them are not the subscribers that they gain from the shorts viewers. I wish that YouTube would separate our subscriber base from shorts subscribers from long form subscribers, so we know who our audience is. Maybe in the future, YouTube might implement that, and they might tell you that your subscribers that came from shorts and your subscribers that came from long form content and your subscribers that came from video posts. That way you know where your audience is. You understand? So I need for you to understand that. So when you look at Anton's platform and he have million subs, all this other stuff, that looks nice on paper. But the bottom line is, where did those subscribers come from? From the YouTube Shorts that he posts. Let's go.
Little Scandinavians broke my heart, bro. Broke my heart. Broke my heart. Gave these niggas life, Molly. Gave these niggas life, and they turned on you. How you niggas, how you niggas playing basketball in Pelican Bay?
He said he's going to have you guys playing basketball in Pelican Bay, taking a clip from Denzel Washington movie, I believe it's Training Day, where he told the thugs that he's going to have them pretty much on lockdown 23 hours a day. And it is what it is. So at this point, he's making fun of them, mocking them a little bit, and so on and so forth. Shout out to, is that Tisha Covington, 43, for the $2 support. Says, you have to say slow. You have to say slow for the ninjas in the back. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not looking for an echo chamber. I'm looking for people to share their thoughts, their truth. Because again, not everybody's going to be a fan of Ringo TV. Some people, they just don't like me. Some people just like to hate me. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to say stuff to see me react, to see me get upset and stuff like that. That's why you gotta appreciate all your viewers, whether the good, the bad, and the ugly. You gotta understand that everybody, we need everybody. That's what makes a show. I used to just block anybody that was in disagreement. I used to do that. And I had to learn that your haters are not necessarily your haters. They're just people that disagree with you, or they're trying to challenge you, or whatever the case is. So you got to accept the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what makes content, right? Let's go.
You do this to me? Jay, y'all gonna do this to me? Jay! I run this here. You just live here. That's all right. I'm gonna have you niggas playing basketball in Pelican Bay. Shoe program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. You know what? I feel so good. I don't know what is wrong with me today. I woke up in probably the best mood that I've been on all year. Today, I've been in a better mood today than I have ever been. And I've been pretty happy for the most part. I'll give you another example of loyalty. A lot of people don't know, because a lot of people will think that, oh man, you discovered Slimmy on these platforms and in these spaces, right? A lot of people don't know, me and Slimmy was rocking out with each other way before this YouTube shit, way before this panel. Before any panel, before any YouTube, before any of that stuff, me and Slimmy was tight. People don't even know that me and Slimmy actually met in Cleveland in his space. Like, me and Slimmy ran into each other in real life. That's how me and Slimmy actually met in real life. People don't even know that. People think that Slimmy came out of nowhere. No, Slimmy has always been a person that supported me online, because me and Slimmy was always rocking with each other in real life.
Let me read this comment. It says, seriously, I don't like being labeled. Hold on, let me get on camera. Seriously, I don't like being labeled a hater. If I watch you, it's because I find you entertaining. I don't have to agree with anything you say. If I have an opinion, I will state it. Okay, that's fair enough. You know, so I think we have to probably update the term hater to just, what do you think would be a better name? I mean, you do know that on social media, the term hater, it's kind of like a universal statement for, I guess, people that disagree. So what you think would be a better name? Detractor. Okay. Excellent. I will use that word from now on. So to my detractors, I will use that. Hey, see? You made the show better. So from now on, I won't call anybody a hater. You will be called a detractor. It sounds more clear. It doesn't sound offensive. It doesn't sound whatever, because again, people actually do view your videos and they're your detractors. I was one of Kevin Samuels' detractors. People kept calling me a hater, and I'm like, I don't hate that man. I thought his show was very entertaining. I thought it was funny. I waited for him to do those phone calls and go in, and I would laugh. But there's certain things I just didn't like what that man did. And I would be one of his detractors. I would make videos and I would go in and I would talk about it. And all of these YouTubers, they kept saying, oh, I'm jealous, I'm a hater. I'm like, what are you talking about, hater? I don't hate this man. So I get what you're saying. See, you taught me something.
So it's real. It's a genuine thing. It ain't no panel shit. It ain't none of that. Like, we could actually see who real with each other and sense each other energy in real life.
But that's what I'm doing right here, Anton. I'm sensing and checking the temperature to find out where you are. That's why I'm making these videos, to check the temperature, to see how you move. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know you. All I know is what I'm seeing. You know? And a lot of people have issues with you. You know, and again, like I said, you're in a position where you could do things that maybe I can't do. And I feel that a lot of the people that once rocked with you believe that you are going to open doors for them. You know this already. Come on now. You know good and well that everybody want to eat. People want to grow. People want success. Okay, maybe somebody crossed you the wrong way. Maybe somebody disrespected your family. Maybe somebody did something that you personally don't like. But you have to understand something. In this day, everybody want to eat. Everybody want to grow. Right? So some people may feel you owe them something. You may figure, I don't owe nobody nothing. There's times when I made videos and I said, well, Anton don't owe you nothing. But they may not agree with me. They may feel, look, I worked. The Freezer man said he was doing that show with you and he wasn't earning no money. That's his fault. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be sitting up there on somebody's panel doing some show and I'm broke and I'm doing all this work and I'm getting sick and you ain't giving me no bread. That's crazy. I ain't doing that. I got kids. I got a family. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 daughters. I ain't doing no free content with no content creator, fam. I gotta make money. I gotta pay these bills. I gotta take care of my daughters. I got things that I gotta do. So if that man was working for Anton for free, that's crazy. That's his fault. But I do agree that the reason why he's beefing with Anton right now is for some real serious personal issues. And he figured by him doing these videos, he's able to get that money that he figured he deserved or that recognition. And he'll clout chase as much as he can. It's YouTube. I mean, look at how Corey Holcomb feel about O'Shea and the lead attorney. He basically sent some threats out to them yesterday. He sent some threats out to O'Shea and lead attorney and pretty much anybody. He basically was saying, look, you guys that are using his likeness and whatnot, he's going to do X, Y, and Z to you. And he's going to be reporting videos. I mean, that's not going to work on YouTube. You can't report a video with copyright crap. I mean, you could, but it'll be restored once you go through the process of a counter notification. If it's in lines with fair use, the video is going to be restored. So that's just dumb. But they have this new thing now where these YouTubers are trying to, I guess, monetize your video by getting some shared revenue type thing. And what they do is they do some content ID match. And what that does is when you're using their content, it overrides the system. And then what they end up doing is making money off of your content because you're using their content. You can still refute that garbage with a counter notification that this is a fair use. This damn person don't supposed to be making no money off my video. It's a fair use. You know what I'm saying? And if you really want to get technical, you don't have to show the video. You could just play the audio. You see what I'm saying? But these dudes will do anything to try to stop and silence your voice. Why do you think? Look what happened with that show, Pop the Balloon. The Pop the Balloon show was a success. This woman is making millions of dollars. She got so full of herself, she started to flag other people's YouTube channels with all this content ID match, all this garbage, to try to stop people from making money when the people doing the reaction videos made her show popular. But this is what happens when people are greedy. In the beginning, when her show was at the bottom and it was growing, she didn't care that everybody was making reaction videos. She did not care. But once the money started to come in, bro, it's something about when these YouTubers make money, bro. Y'all saw when MTR made a video talking about, oh, she's excuse me, she's copywriting people with all this goofy stuff. Why? I thought YouTube was all about doing these videos. It's just stupid. Like, we made her platform successful. Now, I don't even care about no Pop the Balloon garbage from her platform. At the end of the day, fuck her platform. I was being real. Anytime you get to the point where you're so successful and you're making all this money and you don't want other YouTubers to eat, when they were the ones reacting to your videos, making people go to your platform, putting millions in your pocket, and you trying to stop the little guy from eating, fuck your platform. Real talk, I would never watch the Pop the Balloon platform ever. Real talk. And I'm sure there's a lot of YouTubers that stop watching her platform. That's bad for business on her part. See what I mean? Don't ever let the money get to you, man, because once that happens, the smaller platforms that have been helping you to grow, they're not going to rock with you no more, and you're going to lose. Right? Let's see what we got. So make sure you hit the like button, guys. Let's get back to the content.
Panels. That's my dog in real life. You know what I'm saying? fucking with Slimmy. Didn't give. I'm gonna be honest with you. Slimmy never cared about visibility. Slimmy only cared about doing his thing, having conversations about hip hop, about popular culture. I forced Slimmy into this shit. I said, Slim, bro, I'm going this way, so we going this way. And he was like, bro, I'm fucking with it regardless of what you got going on, man. That's how I'm rocking.
There's always going to be people you got that rock with you that don't care about the money. They don't care about the success. You have a lot of dudes like that. So if you're fortunate to have somebody that rock with you that they weren't even into none of this YouTube stuff, they just willing to support you, that's cool. But you should always make sure that you take care of them because, again, you know, they supported you, you know? But if you are a person and you getting into social media and content, you should want to be down with the program, not just kind of sitting on the sideline somewhere. Because if anything, you're going to only make Anton eat, and that's not cool. You got to make sure that you take care of the people that have been helping you to grow. And I think that over the years, Anton grew to the point where he used a lot of people, not necessarily in a negative way, because I don't know all the relationships that he had with particular people on YouTube. I don't know the dynamics of those relationships. Some people he may have been real cool with. Some people he may have really helped and they were snakes. There's many different dynamics to these relationships. That's why I try to be a little more careful with how I communicate and how I share these thoughts with the viewers. Because again, I'm not here to tell you, oh, stop rocking with Anton, F his channel, he suck. I don't do that type of stuff because YouTube is a business. It's a business, which means why would I try to shut him down and I'm reacting to his video? Does that make sense business-wise? No, it don't make sense. What I'm trying to do is do some content that maybe perhaps it can reach him to make him a better content creator, to be a little more humble. I was just finished calling people in my live chat that disagree with me haters. One of the viewers corrected me by saying, look, I don't like being called a hater. I'm a detractor. Call me that, a detractor. That's better. And it's true. That's the proper term, a detractor. You know what I mean? Because calling people a hater, that's kind of offensive. Because if they don't hate you, because if they hate you, they wouldn't fucking watch you. Right? They just don't agree with shit you say. And I think that the people that was with Anton, a lot of them, they rocked with him, but they may not agreed with how he's running the business. And they may have had some words like, yo, bro, I rock with you and all, but damn, man, like, I was on last night. You ain't promote my platform. You don't show me no love. Like, damn, I've been working mad hard, man. You don't see my platform like I'm putting in work. I've been faithful. I've been loyal. Damn, when am I going to get to eat? You know what I'm saying? It could be one of them type of situations. And I feel that's what it is. Me, I'm the type of person, I like to do my own thing. I don't like to depend on nobody else to be shouting me out all day and stuff like that, or try to big up my platform. It's cool when people do that from the heart. I don't like fake stuff, and I don't like people that do things with attachments. In other words, I'll shout your channel out, but I need this from you. I'll show your platform some love, but I need for you to show up and have me interview you as like payment. I ain't with all of that goofy stuff, bro. I'd rather just do my own thing.
And so I said, bro, listen, whatever it is that I'm doing, I need you with me, bro. And he was just like, yo, and Slim is the realest one ever. Slim is the realest one ever. He ain't even care about this shit. He was just like, yo, I'm fucking with you. So I'm like, yo, bro, I need you to come through with this. I need you to hold me down, whatever. And he like, whatever you need, I got you, bro. And so it just went like that.
Okay, but that's him. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, but that's that one man. You have to also understand the personality of all these other people that rock with you. You got to look at it like the 9 to 5. When you're on the 9 to 5, you got co-workers that you may not agree with. You know what I'm saying? When I was on a 9 to 5 in New York, I had co-workers that I was cool with. These are my dogs. We cool. You know, it is what it is. We could talk about anything. There was some co-workers, I just didn't like these motherfuckers. I didn't like them. But I was a team player, meaning if we got a job to do, I put my differences to the side and we work as team players and we get the job done. We go to lunch. It is what it is. But I didn't like them. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell them, I don't like you, but let's just get this job done. I used to beef with people on the job, and it got to the point where I had to call these people to the side and be like, look, fam, we don't agree. We not cool. We not friends, but yo, we got a job to do. Could we just get this job done? Let's just do the work. So the supervisor could be off our back. We could just do whatever we got to do, bullshit, whatever on the job. Let's just get the work done. And we made that agreement. So when you look at Anton and these people, maybe they didn't agree with certain things he did. Maybe some of them really crossed that line. Maybe some of them weren't loyal and broke the code. That's all on Anton if he's supposed to be a quote unquote leader. He's supposed to lead by example. And I think that a lot of times you got dudes in these YouTube streets, they're not leading by example. And when their staff call out their bullshit, they get upset. And it could have been a situation where somebody that, and I'm no disrespect to any of the content creators that are smaller platforms, but any of you that was below Anton and you had something to say about him, he probably got upset with you because you voiced your opinions. You know, it's similar to you got an issue with your supervisor and you go in and you break the chain of command and you start to go out there and you start to talk to his supervisor rather than going to the supervisor. It's one of them type of situations. Everybody got people that don't like them on YouTube. You know? There is such a thing as a hater. There is such a thing as a hater. Like a lot of these YouTubers, I would consider them haters because they do things to suppress your channel. They're not even detractors. They're people that they try their best to destroy your platform so nobody supports you. You know? So you got to know the difference. I think that Anton's leadership may need a little adjusting in terms of how he interact with people so that he could be better at how he do business with others. You know, if somebody's rocking with you, have an agreement and make them sign. Have an agreement. You know? Well, it's too late for that, yeah, because, you know, they didn't agree to nothing. But if I'm doing business like that and it's that toxic or I don't know who these people are, I'm going to have you under contract. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. Your job is to do this and this is where you get paid. And that's that, man. Ain't no feelings involved in this, man, because this is a business. But when people online throwing your name out there and dragging you around, they're not just doing that for nothing, man. Now, of course, people are doing this because the opportunity came there. I believe if there was never a Corey Holcomb issue with Anton, nobody would never be doing what they're doing right now. Nobody would be talking about Anton to this magnitude. They only used the Corey Holcomb situation to further their hate, their protests, their anger issues, whatever they got against this man. It was because of the opportunity that gave them the ability to speak on it due to the Corey situation. And now Corey is firing back at O'Shea Duke Jackson and Lead Attorney. And those guys thought they were safe. They thought they could run the numbers up. They thought they could make 1,000 videos. So now we're going to see how this is going to turn out now because I would have never thought that Corey would make a video and go at those guys. And it's about to get really heavy. It's about to get crazy now. Because now Corey is not Team O'Shea. basically was saying that he was clout chasing, and he made a couple of threats, was disrespecting them, throwing some shots, telling some jokes, and he don't appreciate the things that they were doing. And I already told you, I don't trust that attorney dude. I don't trust him. All these fake attorneys on YouTube, I don't trust none of these guys. Anybody posing as an attorney, but he's making YouTube videos, I don't know why y'all wasting your time with these clowns. If you're an attorney, why you ain't out there trying no cases? How you an attorney, you on YouTube trying to get a YouTube check? Get the fuck out of here. You ain't no attorney. You're a YouTuber just like everybody else. Let's go.
Just win like that. That's how you know niggas is real. Because they don't.
I'm real. I'm more real than all these dudes in these spaces, fam. I'm more real than all of them. And what I'm doing is, when I do these videos, I'm checking the temperature of Anton to see how real he is. I'm real. When all these ninjas was coming at you, Anton, they were trying their best to destroy you. They were trying their best. I was surprised to see O'Shea making videos about you. I was like, I thought these dudes was cool. Until I heard him say, oh yeah, I ain't talking with Anton right now. I'm like, I thought these dudes was buddies. And then Anton was like, well, O'Shea is not lying. I'm like, huh? You agree? And he was like, yeah, I haven't spoken with O'Shea from, a couple of months after Kevin Samuels passed away. I'm like, so hold up. A couple of months after Kevin Samuels passed away, O'Shea and Anton haven't talked? That's a long time. Long time. You understand? And shout out to the other brother, the African brother. I think it's Nana something World, I believe the name is. My apologies for mispronouncing your name. But he did a video earlier. He was talking about the situation with Corey and O'Shea and the lead attorney. And he was going in on a few topics about, attorneys, law, and how a lot of times people, they act like they're your friend. They act like they rock with you, but they make videos about you to run the numbers up. He was referring to O'Shea, So it's about to get real serious in this space with this issue. And Corey looked like he's coming after YouTubers soon. So we may see another mess with that because Corey is losing a heck of a lot of money right now due to what TMZ put out there. I told you guys in my previous live streams that Corey's going to be losing a heck of a lot of money because once TMZ get involved, it's going to mess him up with his shows. I told you guys. Corey confirmed it on his broadcast yesterday. He said he's losing money. A lot of those shows are being canceled because why? Nobody want to do business with somebody that beat women. Nobody want to do business with you. And why did TMZ put out the info? Because of what he said about Anton's daughter. Then YouTubers was blaming Anton, saying Anton contacted TMZ and paid them some money to put some dirt out there on Corey. I don't know what the heck is going on with these guys, man. But these are the rumors that are going on out there. Let's go.
He didn't even want this shit. He wanted it for me. He didn't want it for himself. On some of the deals that I got going on that Slimmy is a part of. You know what he said to me? I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I got to give his flowers. You know what he said to me? He said, man, I don't want nothing, bro. I said, no. He said, no, bro. It's your thing. It's your doing. I'm just going to facilitate it. I'm just going to do this. I got to make sure. You know what Slim say to me all the time? Ever since I ever met him, he always said, hey, man, how can I add value to you, bro? What is it that I could do more to push the brand because you got a bigger calling on your life? Same thing with Molly. Same thing with your car. All of these people just be like, man, what? Man, bro, we got to push this shit.
But see, here's the problem with that, Anton. You want everybody to be there to push your calling. You want everybody to push your vision. You want everybody to see how they can add value to you. What about adding value to them? What about adding value to all the people that add value to you? What are you doing? I don't like when people are selfish, when it's just all about you. What about the people? What about all the people that are adding value to you? Are you adding value to them? Are you helping them with their call? Or everybody's supposed to help you to grow? That's the problem. I don't care what nobody say. All these people that are coming after you in a very negative way, it's all about the growth and the fact that they felt cheated at the end of the day. You know, you got to learn how to share the wealth. You got to learn how to share. I don't like selfish people, man. You got to share the wealth. Imagine all the people that support my platform, right? And I end up growing and growing, and I end up becoming a multimillionaire one day. And I just get so full of myself that I forget all the people that supported me. Nah, I can't do that, bro. I can't do that. I'm talking with a couple of brothers behind the scenes about things that I plan on doing. You know, it's like in the early stages. But when things get to where they're supposed to go, bro, a lot of people going to benefit from it, because I don't forget where I came from. And I remember all the people during all the dark days, the struggles, and everybody been supporting, even when I was demonetized and I was damn near done, bro. And people were coming through supporting, and I was able to pay them bills, bro. See, y'all think this is the game. Y'all think that everything is sweet all the time. YouTubers don't be telling you the nightmares, bro. They don't tell you the nightmares. Everybody's fake when they got money. They don't tell you about when they didn't have no money. They don't tell you that part. They don't tell you when they couldn't meet the rent. They don't tell you that part. They don't tell you when their car got repossessed. They don't tell you these things. They want you to think everything is always good. Fake it till you make it type stuff. That's what they do. And they don't tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. When I had got demonetized, everything came to a crash and halt, man. I'm like, what? Yeah, that rent was due. That rent was due. You go into panic mode. You got kids, all that type of stuff. And remember, I had lost my job at the agency too. So I lost everything. Lost my job and got demonetized. And people want to tell me about their fucking struggles. You don't know what struggling means. You don't know what that feels like, to have everything taken from you at the same time. Life can humble you sometimes, man. And this is why I'm saying, Anton, you might have it now. You good, flashy, you could dress, you could do this, you could go where you want to go. Humble yourself. Show these people the respect they deserve. No matter how big you think you are, show them the respect. You know? Show them the respect they deserve. There's a way to stop the madness, but it's up to you. You know, it's up to you to speak. And even the Bible says a soft answer curves wrath. A soft answer. So it's going to take you being the bigger man and, you know, just clearing the air, man. Clearing the air and let the public see you straight up. You know, if not, you're going to have a bunch of enemies all over YouTube talking ish all day. And the minute you get into something new, some new type of drama, oh man, they're going to come for you, man. And I think this is one of the things that Kevin Samuels was really good at. He was good at staying out of drama. He was good at that. Kevin Samuels was good at staying out of drama, not allowing his detractors to take him off focus. I would have wished that he would listen to my videos and hear what I had to say and give a response, because I wasn't trying to shut him down. I wanted him to change the things that he was doing. He was doing a lot of wrong. There's things that I agreed with, but then there's things that Kevin did that I was like, what? He's telling grown men go find hookers and buy them. And I'm like, nah, bro. And while he's saying he's a Christian too, he bugging. So that's what it's about. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
More to do. It's more to win. It's more shit to go get. You got to call and you got to do this, man. You the one that got it. Let's roll. And then I'll be like, hey, but I ain't going nowhere without y'all. So if we gonna do it, we got to do it together. I talked to Molly. Molly said.
Notice what you said, Anton. You said something that I like. I like what you said right there. You said that the person said, you got a calling, you the one that got it, I'm going to rock with you. And you told them, hey, I'm not going to leave you behind, like you coming with me. That's the kind of energy you're supposed to have right now. But somewhere along the way, you forgot about that. You got a little arrogant and you're trusting in uncertain riches. And you forgot about the calling, that it takes all these people to work with you. You're stronger with more people supporting you than people against you. Even if you got money, if all the people that are talking about you was rocking with you, you'll be way stronger. If you have more allies in these YouTube streets than enemies, you'll always have someone to back you up, someone to defend you. Because when Kevin was here, he had a lot of key players that was around him. Those people were protecting him from detractors and critics. And that is how Kevin was able to shoot all the way to the top. Because his crew or his team or the people that he thought was his friend at the time would always defend him anytime somebody would say something against Kevin. If you even go back, every single time somebody would say something against Kevin, O'Shea would make a video. Every single minute, every minute. Why? He was defending Kevin against detractors. Not that the detractors are bad, but his job was to try to make Kevin look as good as possible. So if you have more people supporting you and rocking with you, that helps you as a content creator. But if everybody is against you because you got arrogant and full of yourself and figure, well, F everybody, I don't need nobody, I'm good by myself, hey, good luck. You know what I'm saying? But always remember, if those people labored in vain, then karma is coming for you because they help you. Regardless how you feel, they help you with your work. They help you. Always remember the people who help you.
Anton, I don't even care about this shit. I don't need no visibility. I don't want to promote my social media. I don't want to do none of that. I'm in the cut. Whatever you need, that's all we talk about. And so I'll be like, but I need you. And she'd be like, well, all right, I'll pull up if you need me then. That's how they are.
Now, if you look at the screen, you have somebody named Molly says, we love Anton. You see that? Now, I disagree with the fact that all those people should just be in the background just supporting you and you ain't doing nothing for them. You got to reciprocate energy. If everybody's doing what they got to do to lift you up, when you get to that success and you ain't lifting everybody else up, you ain't pulling them up with you, you're dirty, bro. And that's going to create enemies because you ain't living by code. You ain't following standards. You got successful, you good. You got millions in the bank. Bruh, you supposed to be at a level where it's like, damn, I'm doing my YouTube. I got some real estate. I got this. I got money coming in here, there. Well, if you got all of this stuff going on, fam, you're supposed to be putting other brothers and sisters on at this point. What the fuck you doing? I'm speaking real talk, man. Why these YouTubers, when I do these videos, you don't see them reacting to these videos? Why you don't see them pushing these videos in the algorithm? I'm speaking real talk. You don't see them reacting to these videos like, yo, Ringo really is dropping some gems. It is gems. It's the truth. If you got yourself to a level of success, help a brother and a sister out. Bring them up. You know? But you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So how could anybody respect you? Because at this point, it's selfish. People help you get out of the mud. You did not help yourself get out of the mud. People help you. People help to get you established by working behind the scenes, round the clock, slaving. And then you take the credit for everything. And they get nothing in return? Come on now. It don't make no sense, man. I think that's the disconnect. The disconnect is people help support you and you forgot about them and they feel betrayed. They feel left out. And you're only supporting those people that would kiss your ass. You only care about the people who will pretty much praise you and never go against you. And that's the problem.
If you don't have those type of people in your corner, you don't even know what real loyalty is, man. It was a dude that I had, it was a guy maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and we had a little bit of back and forth. And I remember he came up on my show and he apologized and he said, man, listen, I want to make things right. I want to make sure that it's cool.
That was the end of it.
Problems. We need to call a truce.
That was the end of it. I think the video went back around. Yeah, it went back around. So at the end right there, he put, you can't censor me, right? Which is another shot to the people, I guess, who's talking about him. I don't think it's about censoring. I think it's about showing respect to those people. You're calling people your 101 Dalmatians, saying they're your dogs. They're your children. You have a God complex. It's just not cool. It's not cool. So that's pretty much all I got to say on this particular issue. I got to do another video about some things that I've seen and react to these particular videos. Because, again, when you are a YouTuber and you get the help of the people, whether it's your supporters, whether it's other content creators, and they help to build your platform, you're never supposed to forget these people. Even if you and those people had some sort of fallouts or whatever the case is, there got to be a way in which you could work out those situations behind the scenes so that it can rectify those situations, so that within the universe, we're good and we can have a good conscience, knowing that as I move on every day, I know I had disagreements with these brothers, these sisters over here, but I worked out those issues behind the scenes, and hopefully we can all move in peace and everything is good. Because if we stay like this, it's just bad energy. Bad energy. The creator economy on YouTube is pretty huge all over social media. Social media is growing. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I think more than ever, a lot of content creators have to learn how to work together, because we have to protect this system. We have to protect what is going on. And if we're all divided, we won't know how to move. You know, there's a lot of money-making opportunities. There's a lot of talent out here. And I think that we just have a lack of leadership in terms of content creators who don't know how to lead. They don't know how to communicate with their viewers. They're selfish. That's why I said we got to stop all the flexing on one another. Stop all that flexing, trying to show out like you better than the next man. All that stuff is dumb. That's why I made that video about what Mike Epps said, because it's true. Why do we do that? If I was stranded on an island for 5 years, would a Rolex watch matter to me? Would I be coming online like, hey man, I got a Rolex watch, see? Hey man, I got a Lamborghini. Look, it's on the island, even though I can't go nowhere. Hey man, I'm wearing Gucci, y'all. Look, I'm wearing Gucci. Y'all see my Gucci? It's crazy, man. None of that stuff would matter. So the only reason why material things matter is because we want to show off to somebody else. That's all we want to do is show off. That's crazy, man. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna get up on out of here, guys. Go get me something to eat. I'll be back on later on. I'll probably do a video in the studio and whatnot. Yeah, probably do that. And that's about it, fam. So rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video. Leave some comments in the comments section. Hype the video. Tell a friend about what's going on. If you enjoyed the commentary, you think I did a good job, let me know in the comments. Hey, Ringo, you did a good job. If you think I did a terrible job, post in the comments. Let me know. Hey, your content sucks. You suck. It's horrible. Let me know. It is what it is. I'm not going to delete your comment. You know what I'm saying? Because there might be other people that agree with you and they'll go and thumb your comment up. That way I'll know that probably there's 60 people that believe my content sucks. So it is what it is. The good, the bad, and the ugly is welcome. Just be respectful. You know what I'm saying? All the name calling and the goofy stuff, that right there is not necessary. Have constructive criticism. That is what makes me a better content creator. As you've seen earlier, someone that I was calling a hater said they don't appreciate being called a hater. I was like, well, what should I call you? A detractor. Okay, cool. That's called correction. That allows me to grow as a content creator. All right. So from now on, I'm not going to use the term haters. I'll use the term detractors. That being said, rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next video. I'm out. Peace.